Good evening and welcome to Maple Mountain High School for high school football on Spanish Fork 17. I'm Ryan Pickens alongside Chris Hurst as we reached week 4 already of the high school football season. Chris, tonight we're back seeing Maple Mountain for the first time since week 1, and right now the Alta Hawks in town. This should be a good one right here, but Maple Mountain having dropped their last 2, this is not an easy game to end your non-region schedule and get ready to go into Region 9 play.
Yeah, next week, big game for Maple Mountain at Provo, and offense has been an issue for the Golden Eagles. They've averaged, as you pointed out, 7 points a game the last 2 weeks, and so they got to figure out how to get some offense going.
As you take a look at those Region 9 standings, Springville leading the way right now at 3-0. There's Provo and Spanish Fork. Maybe Spanish Fork in the number 3 spot right now at 2-1. Chris, a surprise to some people that they're 2-1, and then you see Maple Mountain, Salem Hills, and Wasatch all at 1-2. This is there's going to be a lot of movement before this season's over for sure. Right now, we're getting ready here for the national anthem at Golden Eagles Stadium. We'll get ready for the national anthem. We'll come back with our Triple T heating, cooling, and plumbing keys to tonight's game.
We now ask you to stand and remove your hats as we honor America. Performing the national anthem is the Maple Mountain High School Pep Band.
Well, we're close to kickoff right here. Let's take a look tonight, Chris, at our Triple T heating, cooling, and plumbing keys to the game.
Yeah, for Maple Mountain, they've really struggled in the trenches, both running the ball and getting some stops on defense. So I think one of the keys tonight is they're just going to really have to figure out how to, both on offense and defense, own the trenches. QB efficiency. They've got 5 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. I think they're going to have like a 3-to-1 ratio at best tonight if Maple Mountain's going to go ahead and win this game. So I think if it's Miles running the show tonight, number 4 for Maple Mountain, he's going to have to make some smart throws here and be efficient. And then the last game we went to, Ryan, here at Maple Mountain, they had a couple of big kickoff returns. One or two for a touchdown. So I think they're going to have to make some big plays on special teams and get these Alta Hawks on their heels. So it should be an exciting game here. Maple Mountain 1-2 on the season here. Alta 2-1. So Maple Mountain looking to even up the records here.
Well, we're just about set and ready to go for kickoff here from Maple Mountain, as right now the Alta Hawks, they'll get the football first. Maple Mountain deferring their option to the second half, as Sam Gomez, number 44, will get ready to kick it away right here. Back deep to receive for the Alta Hawks is going to be Jace Turner, number 5, and Noah Flores, number 3. Hawks in the all-white, Maple Mountain in the gray tops, maroon pants. We're about set and ready to go. The weather much better tonight than it was for week 1 when we were here, although much hotter tonight with that kickoff temperature going to be right around 90 degrees or so. Right here, we're underway with Gomez putting this one about 5 yards deep, and the Hawks will start with a football throw on 20-yard line.
And I walked by the field on my way up here to the booth, Ryan, and that field is hot. So cramps could be an issue tonight, so hopefully both teams are well hydrated before the start of this game.
So Alta will look to run a spread offense as Branko Hansel Photo, number 7, will be their quarterback. The 6'1 junior is coming in.
He's got 475 yards passing, 3 touchdowns to 2 INTs. Alta hasn't scored very many points themselves this season.
Ready to go, 1st and 10 Hawks. And the give goes to the tailback, number 21, and that's a good carry on 1st down right there for Anthony Cottis. And Cottis is out across the 30-yard line, and that's good enough for an Alta 1st down on the first play from scrimmage.
Yeah, Cottis just follows his blockers on the outside and gets a big run on 1st down. Anytime you can pick up, move the chains on 1st down running the ball, you'll take that to open up the game.
Ready to go right here. 1st down and 10 Hawks. 11:45 to play here in the opening quarter. 2 backs in the backfield right here for Alta. They'll drop back to throw for the first time, going down the sideline, looking for Flores, number 3. That one is going to be batted away, incomplete, as C.J. Fairborn, the senior wide receiver and defensive back, was in on the coverage, and that goes incomplete to bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, Flores definitely had a step there. Could have had a touchdown if that had been perfect timing there. And Flores has 264 yards on 13 catches and 3 touchdowns. So Maple Mountain's going to want to make sure they know where he's at, not allow him to get behind their secondary.
So it'll be 2nd down and long from the 37-yard line. First quarter, no score between Maple Mountain and Alta. Cottis, the deep back right here. He'll get the call right up the middle. Breaks into the secondary. Penalty flag comes in. Cottis gets enough for the 1st down. Chris out to right around midfield, but this penalty likely in the area of a hold.
It looks like that's coming back. Finally brought down by number 15, and Quinn Burtonshaw is wearing number 15. You usually know him as employee number 1 for Maple Mountain, but he's wearing number 15 tonight.
This will likely be a 10-yard penalty from the spot. We'll see right here as they get ready to march the Hawks back here in the opening quarter. The official, they're still trying to kind of sort it out right here as they're now getting ready to walk, kind of marching backwards right here. The officials, though, still haven't really moved the football right now. 11:18 to go now. They'll move it back.
Offense number 73. 10 yards to the foul, replay the down.
So it'll be a 10-yard penalty. The hold, they got number 73 on the hold for Alta. And that will back the Hawks back here on 1st down. So, or sorry, 2nd down, I mean. It'll bring up 2nd 21.
It's a big penalty. Negates a 1st down and puts you behind the chains.
Ready to go. Here's Cottis again. He breaks a 1 tackle, runs into a whole host of Golden Eagles getting there on the tackle, and now it's going to bring up 3rd down and long. Chris, we talked about this last week, how penalties and that have been drive killers for teams that we've seen so far here on Spanish Fork 17. Right here, Alta moving the ball well, but that 1 penalty is going to potentially change the whole outcome of the drive.
Yeah, they had 2 big runs in a row, the one called back and an incomplete pass to start this set of downs, and Alta finds himself in 3rd and 19.
3rd down at 19. Hawks need the 47 for a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, look for Flores. I think he's on the far side of the screen.
Back to throw with some time. They're taking a shot over the middle. That ball's going to be tipped, almost intercepted, almost caught, and then it's going to fall incomplete right there. Maple Mountain almost had it. Then the ball gets tipped, and Alta almost comes down with it, Chris. And had Alta made the catch, it would have been a first down. Instead, it goes incomplete to bring up fourth down.
I think Tyler Jensen, number 8, got his hands on it, and Quinn Burntonshaw had a shot at an INT, and nobody could come up with it.
So Jackson Denton, number 2, will drop back deep to receive the punt. Number 26 back deep to punt for the Hawks.
Ebernhardt's the name on that.
And this one will go short. It will bounce right around the 43-yard line, and it will roll down to about the Maple Mountain 39-yard line, where it will be down, and Maple Mountain will get their first possession, and coming out to lead the offense will be their junior quarterback, Brogan Miles.
Yeah, Brogan Miles has nearly 500 yards passing, Ryan, and 5 touchdowns and 4 interceptions now. Where Maple Mountain's really struggled this year is on the ground. They've only had 160 yards rushing, and most of that came against the Bruins in week 1.
So ready to go right here, 1st and 10, 10-13 to play here in the opening quarter. Maple Mountain has the ball at their own 40. Miles gives it right up the middle. This is Heaton, number 7. And Heaton's going to get about 5 or 6 right up the middle right here on first down.
Hey, pretty good blocking that time, and Heaton's able to find a crease and get 5 or 6 up there. Now it just looked like some basic zone blocking, so we'll have to see if Maple Mountain can continue to have a little bit of success here on the ground. Pretty good field position to start this drive, so only have to go 54 more additional yards to hit the end zone. Looks like number 19, Singleton, has to check out of the game for Alta.
2nd down and 4. They start their ready to play here at Golden Eagle Stadium. Miles back to throw. Takes a shot, has a receiver, but overthrows the intended target. Looking out there for Easton Merrill, number 3. And that one was thrown about 5 yards too long for Merrill. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 4 or 5 coming up. But 2nd and manageable. Chris, why not take a shot?
Yeah, take the shot. And Miles just needs to put a little bit of air on that ball and let his guy run with it. He just got a little bit excited there. But wow, Easton Merrill was wide open.
Ready to go right here. 3rd down and about 4 coming up from the Maple Mountain 46-yard line. Heaton and Denton both in the backfield with Miles. They're looking like they're trying to set up a screen. Miles being chased. Now he's going to try to take off. Needs the 49, gets it. First down, Maple Mountain into Alta territory. He'll be pushed out of bounds at around the 37. And a nice job there from Brogan Miles. He was having some pretty heavy heat coming his way. A heads-up play there by Alta, Chris, but a nice job by Brogan Miles to run away from Tate Medina.
Yeah, he only needed 4, but he decided to take 17 that time, and great job by Miles improvising as the Alta Hawks did a pretty good job of covering. I think that was going to be a screen pass that time.
1st and 10 from the Maple Mountain, or from the Alta 37. Miles sets up the wide receiver screen. They get it out to Denton. Denton sneaky quick, and right there, he'll go out of bounds.
Like
they say
fumbles.
fumble, and Alta recovers the fumble. So the fumble happens right along the sideline there, Chris, and Alta alertedly just picks up the football, and it's going to be 1st down Hawks right there, the first turnover of the contest, and it'll be 1st down coming up for Alta.
And Denton just on the outside there, just trying to make some extra moves. Nothing was going on that play, just needs to get out of bounds and live for another day. And it's kind of hard to throw a screen pass to the short side of the field there, and it really limits your options to operate in space.
So 1st and 10 for Alta at their own 37 after the turnover. We'll see what the Hawks do right here.
I'd hand it off to Cottis in this situation.
Cottis right up the middle, gets the call. and works his way across the 40 to about the 41-yard line or so. Short pickup of 4, but you'll always take 4 on first down.
Yeah, absolutely. And now this sets up the opportunity for maybe Alta to take a shot downfield to Flores. We've seen him get open multiple times, and he's, I think, not even in the game. So Ryan, I guess they won't take a shot.
One in motion right here. They give it to Cottis right up the middle again. Cottis gets a couple, getting to about the 43, maybe the 44, depending on the spot. And it's still going to bring up a third down and about 4 coming up.
Yeah, 3rd and 4, and Maple Mountain's linebackers and defensive line is doing a lot better job of stopping the run after they gave up those 2 big ones. So I'm curious to see if Alta puts it on the ground here again, or if they're going to take a shot through the air. Kind of in no man's land where you probably you don't want to go for it on this side of the field on 4th down.
We'll see what they do right here. It's Cottis straight up the middle. He runs into a couple of Golden Eagles, tries to get away, but a good second effort by Maple Mountain's going to hold Cottis about a yard short of the yard to gain and bring up decision time for Alta. And the early indication looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field.
Yeah, and great tackle that time. I think that was Lopez, and now they'll go ahead and switch out the guys. Maybe you'll line up for it on 4th and 1. Try and draw them off slides and use one of those timeouts. I don't know. Instead, Alta's gonna punt, and we might be in for a defensive battle tonight.
Lincoln Eberhardt, number 26, back to punt. His second punt of the contest. And he'll punt it away from his own 32. Nice high punt. Great for a coverage team. It's going to take a nice Alta bounce inside the 20 before it's down right around the Maple Mountain 13-yard line or so. So a heads up, a great punt right there. And that's really one of those keys to the game you talked about earlier, Chris, with special teams. Obviously that's what Maple Mountain did well in week 1 was special teams. But for Alta, the punter can flip the field really quick.
Yeah. Eberhardt that time really just flipped the field for Alta, so that forces Maple Mountain to go 86 yards to get to the end zone, and that really increases your percentages of making a turnover or getting a stop and forcing the other team to punt. So Maple Mountain's got a long ways to go here.
6:56 to go here in the opening quarter. 1st and 10, Maple Mountain. Give right up the middle. Jackson Denton falls forward to about the 15-yard line. Short gain of about a yard or so for Jackson Denton brings up 2nd down and 9.
And Denton comes into the game with 56 yards rushing for Maple Mountain, and him and Heaton are the 1-2 punch for this running game, and both of them are right around the 50-yard mark, so I'm sure they want to get those guys going here tonight if they can.
Alta with 28 rushing yards so far. Maple Mountain 23. Big difference right now is the one Maple Mountain turnover. Miles back to throw. Screen pass. They set this one up and complete it down the sideline with Heaton. There's a penalty flag back at the 21. So we'll wait to see right here. A good basic screen pass, Chris, but so easy to get ineligible receivers downfield.
Yeah, and now looks like it'll be coming back, but yeah, if Heaton stays behind the line of scrimmage, you can have those guys downfield. Unfortunately, he kind of sneaks up a little bit, and that's going to force the illegal man downfield if that's the call. Which we have mics here, so we'll be able to hear it ourselves.
Holding, number 78, offense, 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Brady James getting called there for the holding. That's the first penalty against Maple Mountain. Each team now with a holding penalty here in the opening quarter.
That brings up 2nd and 12, so negates a big play. Yeah, we've seen that stop an Alta drive earlier.
Here's the give. Denton tries to bounce it outside, making a couple of men miss before I believe it was number 13, I think Tate Medina getting there.
And this brings up third and about 9. Oh, sorry, third and 11. And Broken Miles here needs to be careful. You don't want to force something this far in your territory and really just set it up for an Alta touchdown. So if nothing's there, I think you still got to throw it away. Don't want to be too aggressive in this situation with so much time left in this ball game, as we're just in the first quarter with 5:30 to go.
We'll see what Miles does. Single back is Heaton. Pressure comes, Miles chased, and he'll be sacked back at about the 1 yard line, maybe even the half-yard line right there. And Alta, another well-timed blitz. A nice job, number 33, getting there. And I believe that is Tony Vanuku getting there to make for the 2 Jacks Pizza quarterback sack.
Vanuku forcing Maple Mountain to have to punt from their own 1 yard line, and that's got to increase the blood pressure of one Coach Burtonshaw. This is not the spot you want to be, and really close to safety there. So mission number 1 here for Maple Mountains to punt without getting this blocked.
Sam Gomez gets the punt away. It's a pretty good punt given the scenario. It's muffed by Alta. They pick it right up with Flores. He goes to the top of your screen, and he'll be pushed out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 30-yard line for Maple Mountain, and it's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Hawks with tremendous field position to start this next drive.
Yeah, and really, that penalty really cost Maple Mountain. They were put in a situation where Alta knew they had to throw it. They blitzed Vanuka off the edge, and now look at it. Alta's in business at Maple Mountain's 26-yard line.
So right here we'll see what the Hawks do as they break huddle. Come in from the sideline, no score. First quarter, 4:25 left to play. We want to thank those spending your Friday evening with us here. And right up the middle, the quarterback's going to keep it. That's Hansel Fotu, who's going to have enough for a 1st down. And he's inside the 15-yard line down to about the 14.
Yeah, Fotu has the option to keep or hand it off. That time he keeps it, and he gets a big play. So Alta is now in the red zone in this situation and can still pick up a 1st down inside the 5, but end of the day, it looks like Alta's probably in field goal range.
Driving right here, at least looking to try to get the first points of the contest. Right here, the Hawks ready to go.
Yeah, the Hawks last week beat Sandpoint out of Idaho 16-15. That's kind of an interesting score.
Ready to go right here. There's a give. It's going to be an option play. Fotu keeps it. He's down inside the 5, down to pretty close to the marker. I think he's going to be maybe half a yard short to bring up a 2nd and maybe half yard.
Yeah, Fotu not able to pick up the 1st down there, but if you're not going to pick it up, you want to be right next to the marker inside the 5. That's not a bad spot to be, because if you can get another yard here, you get 4 more downs.
Hansel Fotu, we'll see what they do right here. The option's been working well on this drive. There is a give right up the middle. This is number 34. That's Anson Harmerillo, number 34.
Jaramillo is the ball carrier.
And he's been primarily the last couple of years. He's had a good Alta career
Down by Singer.
as he's back in there in some 3rd and short situations. Didn't get it, got enough for the 1st down, so it's 1st and goal Hawks at the 4.
The way they've been running it, they should probably just continue to keep it on the ground, not take any chances with Fotu throwing an INT here.
Caught us the back. Here's the option play. And Hansel Fotu keeps it and gets in for an Alta touchdown. It's 6-0 Hawks with 2:38 to play in the first quarter. And a nice job there, and they go right back to that option play, Chris. And right now it seems like Alta is saying, hey, Maple Mountain, you're going to have to try to stop the option.
Yeah, and Hansel Fotu that time made it look easy, and he made really good decisions on when to hand it off to Cottis or Jaramello or when to keep it himself. And Alta, even though they only had 26 yards to go, did it all on the ground.
Our first score of the game, Alta's trying to get lined up right here. They're going to have to hurry. There's 7 seconds on the play clock. Now down to about 3, they get it off, and the extra point is up and good right there for Eberhardt. So it's a 7-0 lead for Alta with 2:38 to go. Let's take a moment to thank our sponsors here on Spanish Fork 17.
Yeah, we got Lance Wilson, State Farm Insurance, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, Two Jacks Pizza, Clegg Auto, and Mikhail Thompson Hunter, Attorneys at Law. I'd like to thank these sponsors for making this fantastic broadcast possible. And remember, you can watch these games on youtube.com/Spanish Fork 17, or just pull out your app. We all know people watch stuff on their phones now. Don't be embarrassed, and just subscribe to Spanish Fork 17 and catch this event and all the fantastic events. We'll probably have some Harvest Moon action going on here pretty soon, and all sorts of exciting stuff that you can watch. And then next week, Ryan, we'll be back at Spanish Fork Dawn Stadium, where one of the best teams in the state's going to be there, the Springville Red Devils, and that should be a good matchup. And Spanish Fork's taking the week off to get ready for that game.
2 weeks to prepare, and that's big for Spanish Fork. But Springville, I think, at home tonight for Riverton. Not an easy matchup before region play for the Red Devils, but they're putting together a special year so far in Springville. Maple Mountain will go on the return game. There's the reverse down the sideline and getting across the 45. That's Easton Merrill, number 3. A good return, and Maple Mountain, Chris, will get some field position. And that was really a nice way that Alta defended against that. Kick it in a spot where they can't get that reverse going.
Yeah, you never want to really kick it in the middle there, but Alta chooses to do so they must have scouted it out. But Merrill fakes the reverse and still gets upfield, clear to the 47-yard line almost. And so Maple Mountain's had pretty good field position. They've had a turnover, a costly penalty. We'll see if they can get the ball moving here. And they've been trying to establish the run game, but just haven't had enough success to consistently keep drives going.
Ready to go right here. 1st and 10, Golden Eagles. Brogan Miles back to throw, kind of floats that one out there to Heaton on the swing route, and a nice job there for Heaton there to pick up 5 or 6 on 1st down.
Yeah, Heaton sneaks out of the backfield. Miles sees that he's the best option, and they get 5 yards. You'll take that on if you're Maple Mountain here early on. And Heaton has the ability to catch that ball, make a couple guys miss, and make something small like that into a lot of yards.
Ready to go right here. 2nd down and about 5 coming up right here. Ready to go for Maple Mountain. Play action. Miles pressured, gets rid of it, in and out of the hands of the intended wide receiver. And that, I believe, was Banks Jackson, number 5.
And Miles, I don't know how he was able to get that ball off to Jackson because he was under extreme duress. Alta's getting a lot of pressure on Miles, so Maple Mountain's offensive line has to figure out how to pick up some blocks a little bit better. The fullback that time gave Miles just enough time to make that throw, and it would have been a 1st down if Jackson would have been able to hang on to it, but he got hammered as well.
We were mentioning Springville, the Red Devils leading Riverton 7-0 in the 1st quarter. Of that one, there's a swing pass, and that one dropped by Heaton and goes incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down and about 5 coming up.
They've thrown just a little hair outside to Heaton that time, and without that good field position, Maple Mountain goes 3 and out.
Couple other scores from the region. Wasatch leading Pleasant Grove 10-0 in the 1st quarter, and Syracuse leading Salem Hills 7-0. That one also in the 1st quarter. So we'll see Sam Gomez punt this one. The Maple Mountain's going to fake it. The Golden Eagles are going to get the first down on the fake. And that is a first down for Taylor Jensen. I just kind of wondered before the game, I was like, I think tonight we're going to see a fake punt. Now I know why I maybe had that thought, but it's first down Maple Mountain.
Yeah, great. You know what? I was looking at the punter, and I'm like, what's going on? Huh? So did they snap that to the up man, and he just took it up the middle?
Exactly.
Ryan's giving me the thumbs up. So, yeah, great play call. It faked me out because I'm like, where's the ball at? Everybody's moving.
Minute 50 to go here in the first quarter. Maple Mountain driving, 7-0 lead for Alta. And that one, Miles drops the snap, picks it back up, throws that one over the middle. It's intercepted. Coming back the other way is Alta. It was coming up with the interception, number 2 for Alta. And that is a big-time play right there, but from Joshua Barraza, the second Maple Mountain turnover of the ball game. And Barraza there for a minute, Chris, I thought like he was going to have a whole lot of green in front of him.
And Barraza finally gets slowed down by the Maple Mountain offense there, but you pick up that big first down on the fake punt, and then you give the momentum all the way back to Alta, and Alta will start about the same spot where Maple Mountain started their last drive at the 47, so that's a killer turnover.
Good field position for Alta, ball on the 47-yard line right here. Ready to go, 2 backs in the backfield right here. Hawks looking to throw. Pressure comes from the backside. They step away, take a shot deep down the field, incomplete. There is a penalty flag back looking for Bryce Mascom, number 9.
Yeah, Gonzalez was he was hugged that time, and so by the left tackle. So Gonzalez, from his defensive end spot for Maple Mountain's able to get around and force the official to throw the flag here. So this should be a 10-yard penalty.
Holding, number 58 of the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
Talafi Tala there getting the penalty called.
That's why I chose to say Gonzalez and Maple Mountain. Guy held.
Ready to go right here. First, it will be replay the down, so it's now first down and 30 to go. Good news if you're Alta, you have 3 downs to do it. Here's a give. John Murillo jumps this one outside, cuts back up the middle, pushed out of bounds right around the 40, so they're going to get a good chunk play back on first down.
And that snap hit the ground, it looked like, and a great job by Fotu to get the ball to Jeremiah. And he's able to get up, and he got quite a bit of it back there on that run. And Alta's really had a lot of efficiency in this running game, which could possibly set up some of those deep passes that we've seen him attempt.
Second down coming up right here. Still about 15 to go, but they pick up 15 there on first down. Makes second and 15 a lot more manageable here if you're the Hawks. Tight end in motion. They go right up the middle. Cottis gets the call. Penalty flag comes in, and only a yard, maybe 2 on the play, but we'll have to wait and see what the penalty is. Again, kind of in that area of holding that you generally see, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, and Maple Mountain gets a good stop. I guess if it is a hold, the question is, do you want to force third down, or do you want to move him back and give him 2 more shots? And it's an illegal shift. Decision time. I'd take the 5 yards, make him replay it.
Illegal shift on the offense. That penalty is declined. Play results in a third down.
So it'll be third down coming up right here. We'll see what happens. Maple Mountain does decline the penalty. And that's an interesting thought, Chris, because, I mean, you mentioned it before the call from the official is that you would have taken the penalty, you would have taken the yardage and pushed him back, but gave him the extra down. Maple Mountain, on the other hand, is going to say, okay, we'll take 3rd and 15.
I guess one shot divided by 15 is 15 yards, and 2 shots divided by 20 means they have to average 10. I don't know what the analytics says, but it looks like Alta's going to get it either way.
First down, Hawks over the middle. That, once again, that is number 5. That's Jace Turner. And Turner's inside the 40-yard line of Maple Mountain. So they get a first down and some, but there's a penalty marker and an injured Golden Eagle down back at around the 33-yard line. So what could be a first down for Alta, Chris, could be coming back.
Yeah, and if that's the case, that'll move it to be 3rd and a mile if it's a hold. And unfortunately, I didn't see who went down. Might be Gonzalez. Number 54. Let's get the call here first.
Personal foul, number 58 of the offense. That penalty will be enforced 15 yards from the spot of the foul. 3rd down.
So that's Tala. That's his 2nd penalty of the drive. He had the holding call earlier. Now the personal foul. 25 yards of penalties against Tala. And that's, can imagine that's not going to be a pleasant conversation with your coach.
And it's from the spot of the foul, so it's probably more like a 19 or 20-yard penalty because Gonzalez, I think, is the guy that got the penalty that is down, and is probably the guy that's been going against Taez there. So
35 seconds to play here in the quarter right here. He's now up. Whoever the injured Golden Eagle is now up, and that is number 54. That's Gonzalez, like Chris mentioned, right here.
And he's been rushing off the edge, so if you're a Maple Mountain fan, hopefully he can get back on the field because potentially maybe a rib or maybe he just got the wind knocked out of him.
So right now coming up, it's going to, looking to see here where they've marked the football back inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. To give you an idea, Alta needs to get to the Maple Mountain 43-yard line for a first down. It's 3rd down and 40 coming up right here for the Alta Hawks.
Brings up 3rd down.
Well, you can put some pressure here if you're Maple Mountain and assume they're going to pass, and Alta's got 5 wide.
It's probably everyone just run deep, and let's hope we get somebody in a favorable matchup, but we'll have to wait and see. And that appears to be the route, and that one is tipped and batted away right there. Incomplete pass, as it was Fairborn who got his fingertip on it for 4th down and 40 coming up in a punting situation. This is where those penalties, Chris, really come back to hurt Alta again. We forget they were originally at about the 47-yard line. Now they're going to be punting, Chris, from inside their 5.
Yeah, their punter's clear back there. He's standing on the 1-yard line, and Tala there. I think the one hold was out of necessity to save his quarterback's life. The personal foul, I didn't see it, but if you're getting a personal foul, and this is
there's a bad snap, goes through the end zone, and that will be a safety right there. 2 points for Maple Mountain. And the Golden Eagles will get the football here, and that's just a special teams blunder. And, Chris, you go back to that and say if you don't have all those penalties, then that's not 2 points. But if you're Alta really punting in that situation, it almost might be better to be able to at least, I think they get to kick it from the 20 at least.
They get to kick it from the 20, and the other fortunate thing is if you're going to have a bad snap, at least they didn't have the field position where the ball's in play, and Maple Mountain's getting great field position and could potentially walk into the end zone with the ball. So if you're going to have a bad snap, maybe safety's not the worst thing that can happen in that situation. But nonetheless, Golden Eagles are on the board with 2 points.
2 points safety, and now Alta will kick it away. And one of the strengths of this Maple Mountain team is in that return game, as we'll see Jackson Denton and Easton Merrill back deep. Denton to the top of your screen, Merrill to the bottom.
So you have the option to either punt, I believe, or kick it off, and it looks like they're bringing the tee out. Maybe you don't have the option anymore. I don't know.
I would think most people would take the option of the kickoff versus the punt, but if you have a really good punter, you may take the punt option, as Eberhardt will kick it from the 20 right now. 8 seconds remain in the quarter. This one is a good kick deep, and Denton's going to be the return man. He fakes it on the reverse, now cuts it back across the 30, fights for a couple extra yards, and gets to about the 34-yard line, and that ends quarter number 1. Alta gets a touchdown. Maple Mountain gets the safety. We go to the second after the break here on Spanish Fork 17.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport: paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate.
There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory.
If you want the real deal, contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Start of the second quarter here on Spanish Fork 17. Ryan Pickens alongside Chris Hurst. It's a 7-2 lead for Alta on top of Maple Mountain. I don't think that's a sentence we've said too much together up here, Chris. A 7-2 lead.
Not unless we've been talking baseball or basketball. So 7-2 game here. Maple Mountain's offense, though, has not been the reason they had 2 points, as you probably could guess by the score, but they've got to figure out a way to maybe establish the run game here in this quarter.
Here's Jackson Denton, gets the call right up the middle on first down. Denton's going to get about 5 or so. To kind of give you an idea, in that first quarter, Alta 51 rushing yards, no passing yards. Maple Mountain 5 passing yards, 22 rushing yards.
And really what set up the Alta touchdown was a sack, and Alta had a great punt return. They got them at their own 26. They were able to run that in, and Maple Mountain's 2 points was pretty much due to Alta penalties that pushed Alta into the shadow of their own end zone, and the long snapper snapped it through the end zone.
2nd and 4. Here's Denton again on the carry. Cuts it up. He is going to have a first down, but there's a penalty flag that comes in late, and this again in the area of a hold.
And Maple Mountain pulls the guard that time, and he might have grabbed onto somebody as he was trying to get around the corner. That might be what was called there.
Holding, number 78 of the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. 2nd down.
Well, both 78s are seeing who can get the most penalties here.
Brady James is the guilty party on the hold, and that makes it 2nd and 15 for Maple Mountain. 11:10 to go here before halftime at Golden Eagle Stadium.
I don't remember him calling the numbers on penalties at other games, but it's kind of helpful.
Pressure comes. Miles rolls away, looking downfield, doesn't have anything, and now just runs for the sidelines where he's escorted out of bounds by an Alta defender, and that brings up 3rd and long.
And barring a big play here by Maple Mountain, penalties will once again in this ball game derail a drive. That's been a theme for Alta a little bit, but Maple Mountain's had at least 2 drives derailed by penalties, looking for possibly a 3rd here, and it really doesn't help your offense when you have to play 3rd and 17.
That's a loss of 2 on the run by Miles. This is, again, another situation where you almost have to just throw it deep right here and hope that you get a good matchup. Pressure comes. Miles gets rid of it over the top. Incomplete. Overthrew his intended target. And I believe that was Denton kind of on the slant route, and that brings up 4th down and a punting situation here for Maple Mountain.
Yeah, and Alta goes with an unbalanced line that time. They have 3 rushers against 2 blockers on your near side of the screen, and Alta obviously is getting a lot of pressure on Miles. He's not having any time to throw the ball. You might want to think about keeping some more guys in the backfield to block, and maybe you go with only 2 or 3 receiver routes.
Motilealo Tafisi back deep with Flores, and they'll just get away from it. It takes an Alta bounce at around the 45 down at the 50. So again, good field position coming up here for the Alta Hawks with 10:34 to play before halftime.
Yeah, missed opportunity there for Maple Mountain. They couldn't capitalize on that safety, and really that offense hasn't. What do we got? They've got 28 yards in this ball game, 31 yards for Maple Mountain. That's just not going to cut it at any level of football. So they've got to figure out how to manufacture some yards in this ball game.
Maple Mountain almost has more penalty yards than total offense here in the first half, as there is a gain up the middle right there for Anthony Cottis. And Cottis is going to have a first down. And part of the challenge is with the way Alta's been able to at times, Chris, run the football, the longer that defense for Maple Mountain's on the field, there's a penalty flag down on the play. But
I think it's on the tackle.
With that, though, Chris, that's going to keep that Maple Mountain defense on the field and get tired. And that run game for Alta really could open up.
Number 9 of the offense, 10-yard penalty in the spot, first down.
I stand corrected. I guess it was the penalty came in late, so I thought it was on there. But to your point, yeah, Maple Mountain's. We don't have time of possession, but I'm guessing Alta's been on the field a lot more than Maple Mountain. Maple Mountain's had a lot of 3-and-outs tonight.
Time of possession right now, Alta 7:21, Maple Mountain 4:39 right here. The quarterback's going to sneak away and get almost back to the line of scrimmage. A nice job right there from Fotu.
And instead we got a 2-jack sack. Was that number 8? And Jensen.
Second and 8, ball 48.
Be second down and 8 right here.
Yeah, Jensen with the 2-jack sack. We'll give it to him. Second and 8, and that was second and 7. So our first and about 7. So Maple Mountain getting him in the right direction. But another penalty by Alta. We sound like broken records here.
Hansel Fotu over the middle has his man. That is complete to Jace Turner. Turner, number 5, inside the 20 before he's knocked out of bounds, and that's a big first down. Alta hasn't had a lot of success with the passing game, Chris, but there they hit a big play.
Yeah, and Alta's been, having to deal with Maple Mountain dropping 7 into coverage, and they've had a couple of them that were close. And Fotu, if you give him enough time, he's eventually going to connect, and he does that time. And Alta's back in the red zone, where I believe the last time and only time they were in the red zone, they came away with 7.
Ready to go right here. They went to the option a lot inside the red zone. Here they'll go to it again. Hansel Fotu has it inside the 10. He's pushed out of bounds right there by Fairborn. That's going to be really close to the yard to gain. I think he's going to be just maybe half a yard short right there.
So second and 1, about the 7-yard line there, and so if you pick this up, you're inside the 5 pretty much, and for Alta, with this running attack, it is tough to stop them 4 times inside the 5-yard line. They've done a pretty good job with Fotu and Cottis. Jaramello running this option.
Receiver in motion, Fotu, here's an option. He'll keep it, 5-yard line in, touchdown, Alta right there. Bronco Hansel Fotu gets it in the end zone right there.
Yeah, this time he goes it from, give him 6 yards out, and Fotu with his second touchdown of the night, and been doing a good job inside the red zone with the option, but we got a flag, so we'll see. Maybe this is coming back.
And right now, both teams heavily penalized at key moments in this first half. right here. The other question is, sometimes these penalties are tacked on the kickoff. We'll have to wait and see here from our official what the call's going to be.
Points are currently on the board, but
and it doesn't look like, if there is a penalty, it's going to be applied later on, it looks like. So our official going over now, it looks like, to the Maple Mountain sideline. So we'll get the announcement here.
Play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number of the offense. That penalty will be enforced kickoff. The touchdown is good.
So an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Alta will be enforced on the kickoff. So Alta will kick now from the 25-yard line right here.
And the official needs to upgrade his cell service plan as he was breaking up on that play.
Snap good, hold good. The kick from Eberhardt is good. And Alta leads 14-2 over Maple Mountain. Let's take a moment here on Spanish Fork 17. Let's thank our sponsors for making tonight's broadcast possible. We got Mikkel Thompson and Hunter, attorneys at law. Triple T, heating, cooling, and plumbing. MVP Sports, the Clegg Auto Group, 2 Jacks Pizza, and Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance. We thank them for making this broadcast possible here this evening. We want to welcome those watching on our YouTube page, youtube.com/SpanishFork17, where you can catch all of our live sports broadcasts and some other programming as well on our YouTube page. And next Friday night, we're going to have another game for you, a 7 o'clock kickoff from Dawn Stadium for Springville Spanish Fork. This is going to be a fun one for sure right there. Those two teams, co-Region 9 champions a year ago. And boy, this one could in some ways decide the region championship.
And they both have excellent running backs. Folletti at Springville, Buck at Spanish Fork. So I would expect to see a run-heavy game next week.
8:16 to go here in the first half. Sorry, 8:58 to go here in the first half. Alta Eberhardt has the ball teed up right here at his own 25-yard line. So again, Alta having to kick from deep in their own territory right here. And this one goes deep, and it will be returned. It's Easton Merrill from about the 12. Fakes the handoff. Merrill will keep it, has a couple blocks across the 40, bounces it outside, down the sideline, cuts back inside now, and gets brought down at the Alta 35, but a penalty flag back at the 45-yard line of Maple Mountain, likely bringing this one back.
Yeah, Merrill with a great return, and Alta just, with that potential reverse, has a hard time staying in their lanes that time. But what a great return by Merrill. Unfortunately, like a lot of big plays in this game, it'll come back.
And we'll wait and see here what the call.
On the return, holding, number 12. That penalty will be enforced 10 yards from the spot of the foul. It'll be
David McBride, the guilty party there with the hold. That's going to back Maple Mountain up 10 yards. So it's still not terrible field position for Maple Mountain. They'll have the ball at their own 34-yard line to start the drive, but a lot different than having it at the Alta 34-yard line. And it's 1st and 10, Maple Mountain. The Golden Eagles right now trying everything they can to try to find some offense here in the second quarter.
And, down by 12, I wonder if they're going to put the game in Miles' hands. Maybe roll him out, see if they can't get something through the air.
Miles from shotgun. They'll give it up the middle. Here's Hoffines. Up the middle, gets a couple of yards. And a couple of Alta Hawks in pursuit right there. A nice job, Tate Medina, number 41. Jackson DeMille in there on the tackle.
Yeah, and Hoffines has gotten limited carries this year. That, I believe, is his 6th of the season. We do have a Hawk down on the field. I believe that's 41. And it'll take me a minute to scroll there, but that's DeMille.
So we'll see right here. Chris mentioned it earlier on with how warm it is. It was 90 degrees at kickoff, 90, 91 at kickoff. Add probably another 15-20 on the field, and it was probably over 100 degrees on the field at kickoff.
Yeah, probably so, and it's cooling off, but it's still going to be a hot night, and you put that helmet and those pads on, you're going to sweat quite a bit. And it looks like DeMille's going to be all right to come back in this one, most likely.
So we'll see. Here it'll be a 2nd and about 5 coming up for Maple Mountain. 8:27 to go here in the first half from Golden Eagle Stadium.
And Maple Mountain really has not had a big drive in this game, so if they can even just get a few first downs, get that defense off the field, because as you mentioned, playing defense wears on you throughout the game, and you don't want to get in the fourth quarter and have your defense exhausted.
Here's a completion for Miles. That's Jackson Denton. He can fly inside the 40, but he's brought down. He thinks he stayed up on his feet. They're going to say he's out of bounds right around the 38-yard line. Jackson Denton was still running right there, but a first down Maple Mountain, and maybe that's what the Golden Eagles offense needed, was some kind of big play.
And nobody was really on Denton. He was like 15 yards down the field until he was even close to anybody, and you know, he's like a bowling ball out there. He's hard to roll over, so pretty good field position after that big catch by Denton.
1st and 10, Maple Mountain with the ball there at the Alta 38-yard line. Receiver in motion. Miles throws the swing pass, gets it out, and a big hit right there on Hoffines. A couple of Hawks getting there quickly.
And we're probably going to have a helmet-to-helmet hit here, but Hoffines comes out of the backfield, and we've seen that swing pass a couple times, but look at all the pellets that fly up after that tackle, and it was number 13 with the big hit that time. Unfortunately for Medina, he's probably going to get hit with a helmet-to-helmet hit.
A lot of penalties here in the first half. Right here, the officials still kind of sorting this one out. They threw the flag immediately after the hit right here, and you could see the reaction on the Alta sideline in our replay. We'll see here what our referee is about to call.
Personal foul, number 19 of the defense. 15 yards added to the end of the play. Results.
So Singleton ends up getting the penalty. Damian Singleton, number 19. It's going to tack 15 on. And right here, if you're Maple Mountain, Chris, this is one of those drives where you're getting a couple of penalty, some help from Alta with penalties. You really need to punch this one in and get 6.
Yeah, so far in this game, we've seen mostly offensive penalties, but yeah, the helmet-to-helmet hit there, personal foul. And Maple Mountain's in the red zone for the first time tonight.
Puts the Golden Eagles right at the 20. 3 wide receivers for the Golden Eagles. They'll look to throw. Miles, a slant route, has Denton inside the 15, down to about the 12. A nice job there, just going back, keeping it simple with the routes. And it seems like because of the time Brogan Miles has had, Chris, that Miles has had better luck in the passing game when it's been a quick, like 3-step drop and get the ball out, or a slant route or something like that that gets the ball quickly out of Miles' hand.
Yeah, and that's a big 8-yard gain, and I think you're right. When you throw it in rhythm and you don't have time to think and or hold on to the ball, definitely have a lot more success. But at the end of that play, Tafusa with a big hit. This Alta team came to play some defense tonight, that's for sure.
2nd and about 2 coming up. Here's Denton right up the middle, gets the call, should have enough for the first down inside the 10 to about the 9 right now, and that will be 1st and goal coming up for Maple Mountain.
And Maple Mountain picks up a big first down, 1st and goal here, so they got 4 shots to get into the end zone from the 10, unless they decide to kick a field goal. And points are going to be at a premium in this ball game. So if you're Maple Mountain, you get down this far, you're going to want to come away with at least a touchdown.
Right here, ready to go. First and goal from the 9. Miles back to throw. Throws the swing pass. Gets it to Hoffines, who makes the catch. Down to about the 5-yard line or so. Good pickup on first and goal to make it second and goal.
And it's a good thing they threw it when they did, because Niamatola made the tackle there, and he was pretty close to getting an INT. That ball just went underneath his arms, it looked like.
Second down and goal from the 5. 6:05 to go here in the second quarter. Maple Mountain threatening for the first time inside the red zone. Miles drops back, looks to throw, puts it out for Denton. Incomplete, a little too far out in front, and that will bring up third down.
Yeah, third down and 5 to go here. Yeah, Maple Mountain probably is going to have to put it through the air, and if you don't get really close to the goal line, I know I said you want to come away with 6, but make sure if you're Miles, you do not throw an INT here, because 3 extra points would be very helpful, especially the way their defense has been playing tonight. You don't want to not come away with any points.
Denton, the deep back right here. They go play action, pressure. Miles throws this one into the end zone. It's caught. And touchdown, Maple Mountain coming away with it, I believe, is Heaton in the end zone right there. As you'll see that one on the replay. Threw it into a lot of traffic, Chris, but they came away with it.
Who was that? That wasn't Heaton.
Yeah, just looking on the replay.
Yeah, I don't think we ever caught the number of the guy that made the touchdown.
It may have been Bringhurst, number 22, their tight end, now that I think about it. We'll see here in a minute as Gomez kicks this one through the uprights. It's good. A big touchdown right there to make it 14-9 right now in favor of Alta. But Maple Mountain finally, Chris, gets that touchdown that they've been looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. And so a couple of big plays, really Denton on that drive. I know he didn't come away with the touchdown, but he was the featured guy with a couple of big catches there, and Maple Mountain's cut this to a one-possession game, and 5:47 to go here. Maple Mountain gets the ball to start the second half, so if you can, let's dream big in life. Get a stop here on defense, come away with some points and get the ball back, you could really blow this game wide open. But I'm sure Alta has bigger dreams of getting some points of their own on this drive.
Kavika Bringhurst hauls in the touchdown right there, and it's a 5-point game. 14-9 right here in favor of Alta. 5:47 to go here in the second quarter. Hawks with Flores and Turner back deep. And this one's going to go into the end zone for Chase Turner. And the Hawks will come out to their 20-yard line right here. The offense gets a big touchdown for Maple Mountain, Chris. Does that put maybe an extra step or two in the defensive eyes right now as well?
Yeah, I think it can. Football's a game of momentum, so we'll see if the defense can capitalize on that. At the same time, if you're Maple Mountain, maybe you can just act like you're getting held. That seems to be a pretty good strategy in this game as well.
The penalty yards have played a big factor. 6 penalties for 75 yards against the Hawks so far here in the first half right here. And we're just about set and ready to go right here. First down and 10 coming up for the Hawks from their own 20. Quarterback in there, back to throw. Looking downfield now, steps up, takes off, and gets tripped up. Right there, number 22, Kavika Bringhurst had the touchdown a minute ago. Now he has a 2 Jacks Pizza quarterback sack to add to it.
And pretty good job of Bringhurst getting the shoelaces a photo and bringing them down. And yeah, I think Maple Mountain did a good job of staying in their lanes that time. And Photo tried to run up the middle there, but with Bringhurst staying home a little bit, he's able to get that sack.
2nd down and 12 coming up right here. The give, here's Cottis up the middle, and Cottis gets about 6 or so to about the 24.
Yeah.
For how many carries Cottis got early on, Chris, he's had a quiet second quarter for Alta.
And he had some big explosive runs, but I think Maple Mountain's done some things to kind of limit that, and I've kind of almost dared Alta to throw it at times, but you feel like the Alta coaching staff wants to be able to run that option and get yards on the ground and avoid, throwing the ball with Fotu, and I don't know necessarily why that is, but they feel more comfortable running the ball, it feels like.
Here's Fotu. He completes this one. That's going to be enough for a first down out there to number 45, and that's Wyatt Johnson. But a penalty flag will likely pull this one back to kind of give you an idea at home. Branko Hansel Photo, 1 of 4 for 33 yards. His only completion so far, Chris, has been the one to Turner on the last drive for 33.
And that was a well-timed post route that time, but on the 32-yard reception. So this one's going to come back, and Alta's once again trying to, I think they're going for the state record for most penalties in a game, so we'll see if they can get there.
This will be number 7 against the Hawks right here. They're backing up.
Illegal shift. Offense. Penalty is 5 yards from the previous spot. 3rd down.
So that one only of the 5-yard variety. Backs them up 5 yards. 7 penalties now for 80 yards against Alta.
Yeah, and it's not the yardage, it's the yards negated on some of these penalties. Yeah, I mean, it's easily triple digits.
Fotu with some time, looks, has a man, that's caught, and that's right around the marker right there for Molatalo Tafisi, and I think that's going to be enough for a first down for the Alta Hawks.
And smart play there, throwing to Tafisi right by the chains. He's able to get that just enough because Maple Mountain's having to respect that deep ball, so Tafisi just runs right to the chains, turns it around, and Fotu hits him right in stride.
Ready to go, 1st and 10 Hawks. 4:08 to play here in the first half. Turner goes in motion. Sorry, that was Tafisi. Here's a screen pass out to Cottis. Cottis across the 30 to about the 32-yard line or so. So a short gain on first down, but right there, a nice effort by Maple Mountain quickly to get there.
Yeah, that was number 11 that comes up from his linebacker spot, Knutson, that makes the tackle, and 2nd and 8. So Alta's been able to overcome the big penalty on this drive, and we'll see if they can keep this going. And we're underneath 3:30 maybe when this play's over with, Ryan.
Ready to go right here, back to throw. They'll set up the screen pass. They get it out to Turner. Penalty flag comes in, and Turner's going to get maybe an extra yard or so, but he's hit really close to the line of scrimmage. I think Quinn Burtonshaw, a couple other Golden Eagles getting in there on the tackle.
Yeah, I think Lupa Hoa for Alta that time with the hold. We'll see if that's the case. No, it's a personal foul.
So that will back them up. I mean, the other option that Brad Burtonshaw has here is they could take 3rd down about 7 or 8. But I think with the way that passing game's been, Chris, you probably want to push him back.
Holy. Number 75 of the offense. 10 yards from the spot. 2nd down.
So a 10-yard penalty, they'll back him up right here. And the Alta Hawks are going to put themselves in a 2nd down and about 21 right here. Sorry, no, about 22, maybe 23. The ball's on the 19. 10 seconds on the play clock. They'll look to throw. Here's a completion. That's Turner, number 5, across the 30 to about the 34-yard line. A nice pickup right there, though, Chris, on 2nd and 20 and 2nd and really long.
Yeah, that'll bring up 3rd and manageable, about 8. Now, if you're Alta here, you got to really be thinking, okay, we've got 8 penalties for 90 yards. If they don't have those penalties, most likely they've got a double-digit lead in this ball game, and maybe Maple Mountain only has 7 points instead of 9 because that safety was really aided by a couple of penalties. So if you're Alta, you got to be really thinking in the second half, how do we clean up these holds?
Back to throw with some time. Fotu steps up, just slides down. A penalty flag, I believe, is out there right around the 38-yard line or so, and that may have been why Fotu kind of just slid down right there. A couple other times he's gone one-on-one, and it's right around the 34-yard line or so. Just see it there at your screen at home.
Yeah, and if you're Maple Mountain, conventionally it says you want to decline this penalty and force them to punt, and that's what I think they'll do.
Illegal shift on the offense. That penalty has been declined. 4th down.
So if the big takeaway, I would say, if you're Alta, Chris, in this first half, is you're going to have to clean up the penalties for sure when you get into region play with that. And this will likely be a punting situation here for the Hawks.
Yeah, and Alta's got to learn when to shift and when not to, because I don't remember seeing that many illegal shifts in one game.
That's, I think, at least their third.
That one was declined, won't go on the books, but still.
That one's kicked away from Denton. Takes a nice Alta roll inside the 20, still rolling to about the 10, where it will be downed right there. So Maple Mountain gets the football, but deep in their own territory with 1:50 to play before halftime. Now you have to run the 2-minute drill, but if you're Maple Mountain right now, one big play gives you the lead.
Yeah, for sure, and we saw a big play by Jackson Denton, who was uncovered and really took it upfield for a big catch. And so, if you're Maple Mountain, there's 150 here. You got to keep you're down in this ball game. You got to keep being aggressive. They do get the ball to start off the half, and I've seen it in quite a few games. I do watch a lot of football, Ryan, but I've seen it in a few games where a team is able to take the lead on the last possession, and then they get that ball for the third quarter and just add to it.
Brogan Miles at quarterback. Takes the snap, looking to throw, puts it over the middle, has a man, that's caught. That's across the 30, rolled down around the 41-yard line. Easton Merrill, a nice job right there. That gives Maple Mountain some breathing room here and a first down.
And I was wondering if they were going to get a horse collar on the Hawks that time, but instead brings up 1st and 10. Maple Mountain with a big play to Merrill.
Ready to go right here. 1:36 right here. They'll throw the sideline route. That one is caught by C.J. Fairborn at the 49-yard line, maybe the 50. I think that's going to be the 49, but still that's another 6-yard gain. But there, Chris, you get out of bounds, which is big here to stop the clock with 1:32. And I think Maple Mountain has all 3 timeouts.
Shows that they have 2 on the scoreboard. Nope, 3. It's not even on the scoreboard, Ryan. So, nonetheless, Fairborn with a nice 7-yard out. Catches it, gets out of bounds. 1:32 to go here. The Dawn Stadium has the timeouts, and that's not here.
Ready to go. The give right up the middle. That's going to be another big play for the Golden Eagles. And that's going to be a first down. Jackson Denton on the, that's Nathan Heaton on the carry. And Heaton gets inside the 30.
Yeah, Heaton with just a draw up the middle that time out of the backfield, and he blasts his way downfield. And where was this offense the first 6 or 7 drives of the ball game for Maple Mountain? They definitely are moving the ball well.
1:13 to go here in the half. Miles back to throw, taking a shot to the end zone, incomplete, overthrew his intended target right there. Maple Mountain, I think, wanting a penalty for a hold.
Merrill should be a politician, because I've never seen an official throw a flag as late as that one was called. But whatever he said, it worked, because I think he's going to get it, unless Merrill got some sort of unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
The Alta corner is kind of looking at some of his teammates with his hands up in the air. You see him at the very top of your screen, number 19. Right there. I think he's kind of wondering, hey, that was thrown late. But
and the ball was probably uncatchable for the receiver.
I mean, really, it was Damian it was number 19 for Alta. That's Damian Singleton. He was really the closest receiver to that ball right there, but we'll have to wait and see, and they're going to wave the penalty flag off after discussion right here, and it brings up second down.
Yeah, and that ball, Singleton had pretty good coverage. That ball was well overthrown. I think that's the right call. It didn't impact. If there was any contact, I don't think it prevented Merrill out there from making a play, which he just kind of stopped.
4 wide receivers here on the play. Miles sets up the screen pass. That one may have been batted at the line. Goes incomplete, looking for Denton. And that's going to bring up third down.
And if you're Maple Mountain, you got quite the kicking game. So I think they probably are in field goal range. So if you can get some yardage here to maybe even put it in the middle or get it closer, that's also an option.
Maple Mountain's going to take their first time out right here with 1:04 to go. Next Friday night, we have another good one here. Our first Region 9 game of the season. Springville and Spanish Fork over from Don Stadium. Should be a good one next Friday night. But right here for Maple Mountain, Chris, a couple of options here on 3rd and 10. With the way that offense is moving the ball, hard to think that you're not going to try to play for, 10 yards and a first down. You'd love to get 6, but like you brought up, at this point, it's a 1-score game, but that field goal at this point could be big. 2 field goals gives you a 1-point lead.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the in this instance here, Alta's brought a lot of pressure on 3rd and long. So if you're Maple Mountain, you got to figure out how to counter that. I'm going with the screen pass here if I'm the offensive coordinator for Maple Mountain, but we'll see what they do.
Well, we'll see what Clay Denton's drawn up for the Golden Eagles. 3rd and 10 right now. And penalty flag. And I think this may be a false start against Maple Mountain.
Yeah, Merrill, the wide out, left side of your screen.
Number 3 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
I was watching him. He just flinched just enough, and when you're that close to the line, Judge, they're going to call that all the time, most of the time.
So now instead of 3rd and 10, you're in a 3rd and 15 right here. We'll see what Maple Mountain calls right here. Brogan Miles, 9 of 17 for 87 yards and a touchdown, has really settled in with the passing game here in the second quarter. Ready to go right here. 4 wides. Fairborn goes in motion. Miles runs away from some pressure, looking downfield. Now I think just throws it away, and that goes incomplete, brings up 4th down. And Chris, right there, that's a sign of a mature quarterback knowing, hey, we're in field goal range. We have another play. I'm not going to force anything. I'm just going to throw this one away.
And Alta brought the house that time, and for Maple Mountain, they stay, I guess, in field goal range. And wow, it's going to be about a 44-yarder. Gomez has the range, I believe, but this is, it might be a challenging angle.
Snap good, hold good. The kick from Gomez is good. A nice job there. Gomez still had probably another 5 to 7 yards on that kick. Plenty of leg from Sam Gomez, and Maple Mountain's back within 2 with 54 seconds to play here in the quarter. A nice kick right there, and that's been one of Maple Mountain's strengths, Chris, for years, has been the kicking game.
Yeah, there's probably been just a handful of years in their existence where they couldn't make a 44-yard field goal. And for a lot of teams, that's not even an option at the high school level. So for Maple Mountain here, cut this lead to 2. They get the ball back to start the half. You got to get a stop here. You can't allow a big return or a big play on this drive.
Gomez is getting the ball teed up right here. 14-12, Alta leading Maple Mountain. Ready to go right here. Maple Mountain will get set to kick it away. Coming up at the half, we'll have the halftime festivities here for you from Maple Mountain will also recap our Triple T heating, cooling, and plumbing keys to the game and get you ready for the second half. As this one goes deep and into the end zone right there, and that will bring the ball out to the 20-yard line with 54 seconds left here in the half. And Alta with the football. A couple of different things the Hawks can do. They can be content, Chris, to take a 2-point lead into the half, or they can try to play for points. Biggest thing you don't want here is a turnover.
Yeah, and I think if you're Alta, the way they've been playing, they've been able to get the ball downfield at times, but really what's been killing them is those holding and illegal shift penalties. You have a big play, 10-plus yards, then you have to, at the end of the day, have it come back. That's not good at all.
54 seconds here in the quarter. Turner goes in motion, number 5 for Alta. Hawks look like they're going to throw the ball. They do. That is complete to Jace Turner. And Turner gets maybe 3 or 4. The clock will continue to run right now, down to about 40 seconds.
Alta hurrying, but not using a timeout in this situation.
Second down coming up. Hawks back to throw. Looking over the middle, has a man. That's Tafisi. That's a first down to the 43. Looks like the 42-yard line, but still a first down. And I think Alta will use their first timeout to stop the clock here with 25 seconds to play here in the quarter.
Yeah, and they faked the pass to Turner that time. They get it to Tafisi. So 25 seconds to go. Alta fighting to get in field goal range here and extend that lead back to 5 and or get 6 on the board here. That'd be a great way to end the half if you're Alta. And if you're Maple Mountain, if there's any way you can get a turnover in this situation, that would be huge.
So right now we'll see with 25 seconds, the Hawks have to move quick down the field. They don't have a lot of time where they can really kind of waste moving the football. But I believe they do have those 2 timeouts left right now on their sideline to use right here. Maple Mountain would love a stop. That's the biggest thing the Golden Eagles are looking for right here. 1st and 10 from the 43. Back to throw with some time. Fotu over the middle. That one's going to be complete in the middle of the field. Good open field tackle right there, as I believe that was Turner again, number 5. And now the clock, Alta, I think, calls their second timeout here, down to 18 seconds. Hawks trying to, looks like, potentially try to play for points or at least give them a shot at a Hail Mary.
Yeah, and they will have a shot at it. And Turner had to climb the ladder to make that catch. As minimal as the gain was, though, sometimes you wonder, is it better if he drops that and the clock stops? But nonetheless, Alta has to use one of their timeouts. 18 seconds to go, and if they can get another 10, 15 yards here, we'll be seeing a couple of shots to the end zone for Alta.
So we'll see here what they're looking for right here. 18 seconds on the game clock. Alta with 1 timeout right here. So they're definitely going to have to work fast right here. And nothing really to the middle of the field without having to use that final timeout. Maple Mountain really looks like they're going to try to force them to the middle of the field. Fotu from shotgun. Takes the snap, back to throw with some time. Pump fakes now, takes off, trying to stay. Now he'll have to run. He'll get the first down, looking towards the sideline, runs out of bounds around the 38-yard line. Enough for a first down to 9 seconds, but he does stop the clock, Chris, there with getting out of bounds.
Yeah, and Fotu picks up a bunch of yards with his legs, but a lot of time elapsed off the clock there. So Alta's probably going to dial up the old Hail Mary. They got 3 receivers to this near side of your screen, so I imagine they'll do that.
right here. They have to go 40 yards back to throw. Fotu giving himself some time. Now pressured. Going away. 2 seconds on the clock. This will be it. Has a man out there, and it's batted away. Heads up play from Easton Merrill to bat that one down, and that's how the first half will end.
There is a penalty.
Oh, no. Well,
they're going to decline it. It was a block in the back.
Illegal block in the back. Number 73 of the offense. That penalty is declined. Halftime.
so 14-12 at the half. Alta leads Maple Mountain. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with the halftime show here from Golden Eagle Stadium. You're watching high school football on Spanish 417.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if you do, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Call McKell, Thompson, and Hunter, 801-798-9000.
Hi, welcome to Two Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
At Clegg Auto Body, we pay attention to all the finer details, the small things. You know, a lot of people feel like they want their car quick and fast, but it takes time to get perfection. We work for the customer.
Please welcome your Maple Mountain Elevays drill team. Tonight they'll perform a jazz routine entitled Crazy What Love Can Do. Choreography was by Sierra Peters. The officers are Oakley Taney, president and head drill mistress. Lauren Taylor's the drill mistress. LEAC, Kayla Jones, Isabella Martin, Hadley Miller, Liberty Williams are assistant drill mistresses. Alyssa Clark is the secretary. Kylie Knudsen, historian. Holly Blakey is publicity. Laney Cranford and Sarah Warren are the costume chairs. And the elevators are coached by Molly Blenchley, Jessica Ellis, Kelsey Gathercole, and Haley Nelson. The Elevays, thank you so much. The Elevays will be holding their annual Fall Junior Drill Clinic on September 19th to the 22nd. Participants will perform at a Maple Mountain JV football game. Contact any member of the Elevays for more information. You can also find the link to the team's on the team's Instagram at MMHS_Elevays. Come dance with the Elevays. And now please welcome your Maple Mountain High School cheer squad. They will perform a routine they learned at camp. The team is coached by Aubrey Ernest, McKenna Edwards, Keely Ordina, and Shayla Fox. The team captains are Sammy Haslam and Madeline Warren. Choreography was done by Bradley Woodward, Carly Showerhammer, and Charlie McCoy. Your Maple Mountain High School cheerleaders, thank you. We'd also like to thank the Alta cheerleaders for coming over and hope you have a great year, ladies. Thank you.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
At Clegg Auto Body, we pay attention to all the finer details, the small things. You know, a lot of people feel like they want their car quick and fast, but it takes time to get perfection. We work for the customer.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if you do, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Call McKell, Thompson, and Hunter, 801-798-9000.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate.
There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory.
If you want the real deal, contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
(14-12) lead for Alta on top of Maple Mountain. We're at halftime at Golden Eagle Stadium. Ryan Pickens alongside Chris Hurst. Chris, an exciting first half. We kind of saw Alta's offense really get off to a good start. Those penalties, though, really is what's going to stick out about Alta in that first half.
Yeah, Alta had some positive things. Hansel Fotu had 2 touchdown runs to account for 12 out of the 14 points for Alta, but really Alta is shooting themselves in the foot. Big play, hold. Big play, illegal shift. If those 2 things were on your bingo board, you probably blacked that out 15 times already, it feels like. Even though that's not the case, they still have had almost double-digit penalties, and if Maple Mountain would have declined all the penalties in this game, Alta had double-digit penalties in that first half. Unbelievable how they have struggled to play disciplined football.
And that's the tough part about that first half, really, is that I don't want to say lack of discipline, but those things really just coming back. That's really the difference, Chris, right now in this game being 14-7 versus 14-12.
Or 21-7 or 28-7.
So with that, you flip the script on Maple Mountain a little bit here. You take a look at their first half. The Golden Eagles in that first quarter, Chris, really very little offense to speak of. Second quarter, all of a sudden, they start looking like a totally different team. Nathan Heaton, 2 carries for 36 yards. Jackson Denton, 3 catches for 31.
Yeah, and really what opened up the drive at times was that pass to Merrill. He only had 1 catch, but that got Maple Mountain's offense running. And they set him up to get in field goal range, and they made a 44-yard field goal. They got a points off of a bad snap on special teams to get 2 there. So Maple Mountain's found some sneaky ways to get a couple of drives going, and it's been big play. So Maple Mountain's definitely in this ball game. I think for them, they got to play with that confidence, that swagger they had on that last drive where they were under pressure that time's running out, let's go. I think they need to play with that confidence and urgency here in the second half, especially on offense. Defense, they've been doing enough to stay in this ball game. You know, if you give up 21, 24 points to a team, you're hoping your offense can get to 28, 30. I think that's a reasonable offensive number for most teams.
Just a moment ago, you saw on your screens at home a banner that's on the Alta sideline right below their student section with it. And what it says is, "We love you, Jalen." They had a player, Jalen Sutton, that got hurt in the JV game. And currently, as you see it right there, with that, currently, I believe at Primary Children's, they said before the game, still receiving some treatment for that. We hope everything's okay with Jalen. You never want to see anyone get hurt, much less have to be in the hospital with surgeries. I think it was an issue with the spine and neck.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is a terrible situation. They also let us know that if anybody's interested, they can find the story on KSL.com and donate to that family. So great job by Maple Mountain showing some love to Jalen and his family and our friends from Alta High School that are visiting tonight.
Yeah, definitely one of those stories you don't like to hear about, but good sign of goodwill from Maple Mountain. Let's take a look at some scores here in 5A. Right here, right before half, Pleasant Grove now leading Wasatch 21-7. That's a 6A, 5A matchup.
Is that 21-17?
Sorry, 21-17. I missed the one there, Chris.
It's okay.
As you see also...
That's kind of a shocker because last week Pleasant Grove blew the doors off Orem.
Springville Riverton right now. The Silver Wolves have a 9-7 lead. Springville led that one 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. Riverton scores 9 in the second, take a 9-7 lead.
I'm sure Springville's got them right where they want them. They like the last moment heroics to win games anyways.
Provo and Viewmont, just kind of taking a look at that. Here's a kind of flip through.
I didn't see it.
And it may not. Oh, here it is. Yeah, Viewmont, the Vikings leading Provo 28-18 right here. Spanish Fork on a bye this week, and Salem Hills and Syracuse, they're tied at 14 down the road in Salem. So a fun night to get things going next week, the first week of Region 9 play right here. The teams are back on the field, and speaking of next Friday, starting off with a good one, Springville Spanish Fork, a 7 p.m. kickoff from Dawn Stadium.
And that will feature a couple of the best running backs, statistically speaking, in the state with Valetti from Springville. He's been pitting up big yards. And Joshua Buck, we saw him in person last week, and you can go watch that game on YouTube. He put up over 200 yards last week in a upset over Desert Hill. So that should be an exciting game that features a couple of the best running backs in the state of Utah.
And that one very easily, Chris, could come down to time of possession and which team controls the ball more with that game coming up next week. Let's revisit our Triple T heating, cooling, and plumbing keys to the game. We got about 40 seconds, Chris. Let's get our halftime report card.
Yeah, so Own the Trenches, we'll give Maple Mountain a C+. They're doing just enough to not be failing, but they're not really succeeding at that. And we want to be positive, so we throw the plus in there. I think they've got to do a good job of they've done a better job on defense, but on offense, they got to give Miles some time. When he is in a 3rd and long, Alta's bringing the house, and they're getting some pressure. QB efficiency, about 50% passing for Miles. He's had 1 INT, 1 touchdown. So I think he's done a good job in spots of that, and our last key was to make big plays on special teams. Hey, Maple Mountain got 2 points off special teams, and they've had some big returns there. So I think Maple Mountain, if they can figure out a way to manufacture some offense like they did on that last drive and get a couple, maybe a big turnover, I think they got a really good shot of beating Alta. And if you're Alta, you've just got to clean up the penalties, and I think run the ball well here in the second half, and they've owned the time of possession. So I think Alta's in a good spot if they can clean up some of their play. So both teams with a great opportunity to win this game.
Jackson, Denton, Easton, Merrill back deep to receive right here. We'll get Lincoln Eberhardt will kick this one away. And we'll be underway here at the start of quarter number 3 right here. This one's deep and will not be returned, as it will come out to the 20-yard line for the Golden Eagles, who really took the offense into the locker room, probably with the momentum. Although Alta with more offensive yardage in the first half, it was the Maple Mountain offense, Chris, late in that second quarter that really started to click.
Yeah, for sure. And you could see Miles, when he's in rhythm, you mentioned this in the first half, Ryan, when he's able to just go a 3-5 step drop back, throw it quick without any pressure, he's had a lot of success. The problem is sometimes he hasn't even had that much time to drop back.
So 1st and 10 for Maple Mountain at their own 20. Miles and Heaton in the backfield here on 1st and 10. Here's Heaton right up the middle, and he'll drag a defender with him for a couple of extra yards. A nice gain of about 6 there on 1st down.
And Heaton gets follows that guard up through that hole, gets 6 yards. And Maple Mountain's been able to run in stretches, but for the whole game, they've struggled at times to have consistency in the run game. Is that fair?
I think so. Yeah, I think you're exactly right on that, Chris. Where it's been, hey, we're able to get 4, 5, 6 yards, and then, the next possession we're getting a yard or 2, and just kind of really put your offense in a tough spot. And it has to be tough being an offensive coordinator calling plays on a night like tonight. Miles throws this one. There is Kavika Bringhurst. He has a 1st down. Cross the 35 to the 37-yard line. The second catch of the night for Bringhurst.
His first catch was a big 40-yard touchdown pass in the red zone. So Bringhurst is trying to audition to get some more playing time here. Or I guess he's playing a lot, getting some more passes thrown his way.
He's had a couple of nice defensive tackles, including, I think, a 2 Jacks Pizza quarterback sack. 1st and 10, 10:44 to go here in the third quarter. 3 wide receivers back to throw. Miles steps up, rolls away. Looking downfield, now he'll just take off and run. He's across the 40 when I believe he slides down at around the 42.
And I see a quarterback run that much in this game, and I'm looking, where's the holding penalty? I'm having a little PTSD from that first half, and there isn't one, and Miles is able to get a couple of yards on that pickup and get some positive yards instead of being sacked.
12 combined penalties in the first half, Chris, for about 120 yards or so.
125 yards, 12 penalties, a couple declined. It could have been worse.
Back to throw. Nope, there's the draw play. Up the middle, there's going to be close to another first down. We'll see.
That's Hoffines with the carry?
Right there with Hoffines. And it's going to bring up a first. Well, there's no signal yet. Now it is. Should be a first down for Maple Mount.
And these numbers are so much easier to see at night, Ryan, than.
Oh, sorry, it's going to be third and short.
Third and feet. We're not even in yards.
Inches. Maybe.
Third and inches. We heard it over the I don't know if you guys heard that at home, but Coach Smith said third and inches, so we'll go with that.
Third down and inches coming up right here.
No.
And no, it's going to be a first down.
It's a first down.
As the official starts to walk over and goes, no, that's a first down.
It looks like he's passed it, so we'll give it to him.
And now whistles. I think they're going to have to probably they may have to reset the play clock, but.
If anyone found any missing keys, please turn to the announcers booth.
So now a couple.
Maybe they want to move the chains back. I don't know what they want to do, but the official's like, yo, I'm the one that gives the first down signal, not the line judge. I don't care if the ball's past the marker.
Having like a I don't know.
I think that's a conversation that's going on down there.
So right now, and I think now they're pointing towards the clock and the play clock, and one of the Maple Mountain assistants, I think, is saying, hey, the clock's supposed to be going. They have it.
Well, I think it ran while they were setting the chains that time, and it shouldn't until the chains are set. They probably want more time.
But I think we're going to get ready to go right here. And they will now. They'll run it.
Maybe they finally get the clock going.
First down and 10. Miles throws that one low and incomplete. Looking there for number 80, McKay Jukes.
And brings up 2nd and 10 after the incomplete, and the ref winds the clock there. I had to explain to my aunt at a Little League football game that they are not reading. She thought, what's the reading the chicken signal? And I'm like, you can tell when your family's from Spanish Fork when they're asking what reading the chicken means.
2nd down and 10 coming up right here.
True story, Ryan.
2nd and 10. I don't doubt it, Chris. I do not doubt it one bit. 2nd down, back to throw. Screen pass set up. That one is going to go back to the line of scrimmage. Penalty flag, though, comes in late right there. And a nice job there on the screen pass as they get it out to Heaton. But right at the end, I think it's going to be on 13 on the tackle.
Yeah. Jaramella, Isaac, there's a couple Jaramellas on Alta's team, came up and beat a block to beat that screen pass, or it could have been a big gain. Instead, we're going to have a illegal hit to the head, probably, you're right, by Medina.
Personal foul, illegal helmet contact, number 13 of the defense. 15 yards added to the end of the run.
Alta starts off where they finished with another big penalty here. Now that will be the 9th. And you're not going to win too many games with double-digit penalties, but Alta's trying. Well, I've seen games where both teams have made it into double digits, and somebody has to win, right?
Back to throw. Miles gets hit as he throws that one incomplete. Right there, I was waiting for the late hit call on Miles there. No flag, and it goes incomplete to bring up 2nd down.
I think that's a good no call there, but I think we've been conditioned to expect a flag at any time in this ball game. But Banks Jackson going across the middle, and that ball was just underthrown by Miles. That's a dangerous pass waiting to be picked off, and if you're Maple Mountain, you got to take care of this ball. You don't want to give Alta any room. Especially as Maple Mountain's probably about another 5 to 7 yards to be within Gomez's field goal range.
Here's Heaton right up the middle, and Heaton's going to have about 4 or so there on 2nd down. And especially, too, Chris, You don't want to really do anything at this point to not swing the momentum as Heaton loses his shoe. He'll get that back on the sideline. If you're Maple Mountain, at this point, the Golden Eagles have the momentum, and anytime Alta's about to get a big penalty, just kind of continues the drive.
Yeah, and we've seen Alta have penalties that ended drives, essentially. So if you're Maple Mountain, you don't, want to make a turnover here. But this is a big 3rd and 7, and this is 4-down territory, most likely for Maple Mountain.
Miles back to throw. Steps up, takes a shot, has a receiver wide open, just out of the reach of I believe that was Easton Merrill. Number 3, a full stretch from Merrill and just out of his fingertips to bring up 4th down and about 7.
And Merrill was wide open, and we've seen Merrill open a couple of times and overthrown, and that's just something Miles, the junior's got to learn, is to put a little more touch on that ball, let his receiver run under it, and that's essentially, Maple Mountain, we've been talking about how Alta's had some miscues. Maple Mountain's had 2 touchdown passes that they, we'll see if they come away with some points on this drive, but they had one where they didn't come away with any points that was for sure 7. Or I guess I should say 6, but.
4th down and 7. Maple Mountain needs the 28-yard line. Play action. Miles steps up, now looking to run. Gets away from one tackler, goes down back at the 41. A penalty flag comes in, however, as Miles was kind of pulled down from behind. And we'll have to wait and see here what it is, but most likely a horse collar.
I think it's on Jessup 27 at the end of this play with the horse collar.
And you'll see it right here in your screen, just outside your picture. That may have been 33.
That's Tony Vanuka, and he had a big sack earlier in this game, and Alta with another penalty extending penalty.
Forward tackle on the defense, number 33. Yardage results, 1st down.
So 1st down right here. It's going to put the ball at the 26. That's a 1st down for Maple Mountain. Golden Eagles driving, 7:49 to play here in the 3rd quarter. In field goal range now for Sam Gomez.
Yeah, and Alta's going to have a lot of push-ups or something next week to try and play cleaner football. This is way too many penalties in one game.
Heaton gets 2, maybe 3 up the middle right there, and that will make it 2nd and 7.
Yeah, so Maple Mountain once again struggling to run the ball up in the middle, but definitely got to keep Alta honest here, and I think that's opened up that big pass play opportunity to Easton Merrill. And if Maple Mountain can hit on one of those tonight, I think that'll be huge in getting a victory.
2nd and 9 right here, so only a gain of 1. Miles back to throw. Down the sideline, has a receiver and just put it a step or 2 out in front. That one goes incomplete, and I think again looking for Merrill.
Yeah, and that's open again, and that's just, but it is tough when you're trying to throw the ball 25 yards down the field with a bunch of guys running at your face. That is tough to make that pass, but Merrill's been open multiple times. He's doing a great job. Easton Merrill, just a junior, 6'2", of getting open downfield, and I'm no Nostradamus, but my prediction is they're going to connect on one of those tonight.
When you take a look at it, it has to be kind of like a shooter in basketball. Sometimes you're too wide open, where that kind of causes a problem, and I don't know. Right here, as we have whistles that blow, timeout Maple Mountain. Golden Eagles will take their first timeout. The quarterback, it has to be kind of, maybe your adrenaline gets going sometimes. And
it's a 5-yard penalty there.
They announced the penalty, but the official on the sidelines had indicated Maple Mountain called a timeout.
Timeout, Maple Mountain.
So, and they'll get that corrected right there. For a quarterback, though, having a receiver wide open, your adrenaline may get running or something like that, where it's just easy to put the ball a little too far out in front.
Yeah, and it could be. And also, you've got a bunch of paws in your vision, and you know Merrill's probably out there somewhere, but you don't have the best view of where to throw it. So yeah, and adrenaline could be part of it. But the good news is, if you're Maple Mountain, Brogan Miles is a junior. He has a lot the rest of this season and next year to improve, and he definitely has a cannon, and he's a mobile quarterback that gives you a running option as well.
A lot of options for Maple Mountain. We'll see what they draw up here. 6:57 to go, third quarter. 14-12 lead for Alta on top of Maple Mountain. Golden Eagles are in field goal range at this point.
Did they move that ball back 5 yards while we were talking?
I think that's two officials are talking right here. And even Maple Mountain, I think that's Brad Burtonshaw pointing, saying, hey, ball needs to be moved up 5 yards. And now they'll move it up 5.
Timeout negates the penalty. Maple Mountain in comfortable field goal range can take a shot here for the first down, or maybe even at the end zone.
So we'll see what they draw up right here. They need 9. They need to get to about the 16-yard line. Ready to go right here. Miles back to throw. 3-step drop. Takes a shot. Has a receiver wide open. Caught. Touchdown. Maple Mountain. It's C.J. Fairborn, number 18. And the Golden Eagles have an 18-14 lead here in the third.
Yeah, great job by Fairborn running that route to the outside. Cuts back in, and he's wide open. Maple Mountain's wide receivers have been beating these defensive backs, and finally, Miles is able to connect on one, and Miles has been fighting for his life to get that much time to throw, and Maple Mountain takes a big lead here. Big, relatively speaking, but their first lead of the game.
Sam Gomez on for the field goal, and this one is up, and it sneaks through. So it's a 19-14 lead here for Maple Mountain in the third quarter. They get that big play offensively. Let's take a moment here on Spanish Fork 17. Let's thank our sponsors for making tonight's broadcast possible here on Spanish Fork 17.
Yeah, we got 2 Jack's Pizza, Clegg Auto, McKell Thompson, Hunter Attorneys at Law, Triple T, Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, MVP Sports, Lance Wilson, State Farm Insurance. Go visit these sponsors. They're fantastic, especially 2 Jacks. They're the best pizza ever. Next, also, you can catch these games on YouTube. You can subscribe to the Spanish Fork 17 channel on your mobile, or maybe you got a tablet. I don't know what type of person you are, but go subscribe to watch these great broadcasts. And Ryan, next week, we're going to be back at Spanish Fork High School. We're going to invite the mighty Red Devils over, and that should be potentially the game that decides Region 9 again, and they tied last year. So,
and with Spanish Fork getting a big win over Springville, and that's what gave, I mean, even though they were co-champions, that win there was a big one for Spanish Fork. You reverse that and say Springville won, then Springville would have been the outright champions.
Yeah, Maple Mountain's almost lined up like they're doing an onside kick here.
Alta right here, back ready to receive. We'll see what Maple Mountain does. Right here, that may be the least expected move by the Hawks. Ready to go right here. They'll kick this one off, and this one will go deep and into the end zone right here. So Alta will have the football at their own 20-yard line, and right now the Hawks trying to find some offense. Maple Mountain on that last drive, though, Chris, took almost 6 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, and Alta's, it's been a minute since they've scored. They had a 14-2 lead. They've given up, 17 unanswered points, and really what's been hurting Alta is illegal shifts, holds, and, big plays being negated. So we'll see if they can clean some of that up here and take back the lead, or if Maple Mountain can stop them.
So it'll be 1st and 10 coming up right here. The officials stop play before we get ready to go, and they're going to move the ball back. They had spotted it, I think, at about the 25 instead of the 20. So they'll move the ball back 5 yards. It's 1st and 10 Hawks.
Yeah, 1st and 10 Alta here. Only 80 yards to go, and that's been a weapon for both kickers, being able to kick that ball into the end zone.
Here is the give to the running back. That is Anthony Cottis, who has a quiet who had a lot of touches in the first quarter, had a really quiet second quarter, and Cottis goes up the middle right there.
Yeah, Cottis gets 4 or 5 before he's pushed back, and Alta will take that to start this half, and they haven't trailed this ball game yet, so we'll have to see how they respond.
Right now, it'll be second down and about 5 coming up. They'll give it to Cottis on a sweep, cuts it back up the middle, gets another couple of yards or so to about the 27-yard line, but it's going to be, Cottis will be about 3 yards short coming up here on 2nd and 7.
So 3rd and about 4 or 5. We'll see what Alta does. I think they have had a lot of success running the ball with Fotu in that option look, so they'll give him 3rd and 3. We got a penalty here. I think that's on Alta's coaching staff.
I don't know where I got 2nd and 7 from Chris, but
yeah, it was. That's okay.
So sideline warning against Alta right here. So 3rd and 3 coming up right here. 5:42 to go. If both teams can stick to running the football, Chris, this second half could go pretty quick.
It's been a pretty quick game so far, but yeah, both teams have been trying to get it done on the ground.
Cottis up the middle, has enough for the first down to about the 32 or 33, and it seems like Alta on this first drive going back to kind of what they did on that first quarter so far, minus the offensive penalties.
Yeah, and for Maple Mountain, they took off nearly 6 minutes of clock, and now Alta's looking like they want to maybe run out the rest of this quarter.
Ball's on the 33-yard line, clock running, 5:21 to play, 3rd quarter. 19-14 Maple Mountain on top of Alta. Ready to go right here, 1st and 10. This time, Fotu over the middle, has a man diving, coming up with the catch. We'll see if they give it to him. It looks like they will. That is number 45. That's Wyatt Johnson. Or was that Turner, they said? No, that was 45, Wyatt Johnson.
Yeah, Wyatt Johnson, the big tight end, makes the catch down the middle of the field. And really, great job by Hansel Fotu, hanging in the pocket and giving enough time for, Wyatt Johnson to get open. And he took a shot for it, too.
Ready to go, 1st and 10 coming up for Alta. Hawks driving here. And whistles blow. A penalty flag, I believe, came in from the far side of the field.
It's going to be on Maple Mountain, 5-yarder for offsides.
That's only the 5th penalty against Maple Mountain. Or sorry, 6th.
Enforcement, defense. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
That's 6 penalties for 45 yards tonight for Maple Mountain. 10 penalties, 120 yards for Alta. Fotu back to throw, rolls away, looking down the field, has a man, that's complete right there, down to the 35-yard line. Fotu finds his, right there, finds Turner, number 5, Jace Turner.
And Jace Turner with a great catch downfield. Now Alta starting to play with some urgency themselves. They came out running the ball and then have really just opened up the passing game here.
4:13, clock running, 3rd quarter. Maple Mountain scored on their opening drive of the 3rd quarter to take a 19-14 lead. Here's a give. Cottis bounces it outside, gets past 1, gets past the 2nd tackler, inside the 10 to the 5. Is he in? We'll see here if they're going to say in or out. And right now, it's touchdown Hawks.
Yeah, tough run in there by Cottis. 35-yard run. And really doesn't get touched till he's clear downfield, but great effort here at the end to make sure he gets the 6 points and gives Alta the lead again. If you're Alta, do you want to go for 2? Well, they're not lining up to do that, but that would extend the lead to 3.
Ready to go right here with the extra point is Eberhardt. Snap good, hold good, kick is through the uprights and good. So Alta regains the lead at 21-19 here with 3:53 to go right here. And Chris, Maple Mountain comes back. They get the momentum, and it kind of looks like maybe this game's going to shift a little bit. All of a sudden, back comes Alta, and they have probably maybe their best drive of the ball game.
And what made it the best drive, they've had big plays all night, was that they didn't have any penalties other than that sideline warning, which was just that, a warning. So great job of mixing it up with the pass and the run that time by the Alta Hawks. So they take the lead back. Only thing I'm questioning is with that, as well as they were running, wouldn't you want to make this a 3-point ball game rather than a 2? You got Maple Mountain's defense worn out. You've just ran them down the field. Why not go for that 2-point conversion? Because we know Maple Mountain's got a kicker in Gomez.
Anthony caught his 12 carries for 84 yards, and he now adds a touchdown to his night as this kick goes deep and into the end zone. Maple Mountain will bring it out to the 20-yard line here with 3:53 to play here in the third quarter. And Maple Mountain looking to see if they can get something similar to their drive they got and start the third, Chris. If they have another 6-minute drive, they're going to take the rest of the third quarter, and then we'll be under 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter by the time Alta sees the football. That's a tall task, though, to take 6 minutes off the clock.
Well, we'll see what happens here. If you're Maple Mountain, though, the key is they had a lot of 3-and-outs. I think you got to avoid getting that 3-and-out, especially as your defense just got rushed on that last drive, both through the air and on the ground.
So we'll see here. 1st and 10, Golden Eagles. They'll give it right up the middle. This is going to be Denton on the carry. Jackson Denton getting between 7 and 8 on first down.
We got another penalty.
And this one likely backing up Maple Mountain, I would think.
I think it's a face mask. They might have got number 1, Boston Blanco.
And that would be a big penalty against Alta. We'll see 10 penalties, 120 yards for Alta. They have 120 passing yards right here, so they would have more penalty yards than passing yards right here.
And they got pretty balanced, though, 129 on the ground for Alta. And they're going for the trifecta.
And I guess if this is a 15-yard face mask, Chris, they'd have more penalty yards than offensive yards, but they're going to wave the penalty flag off right here, so it'd just be about a 7 or 8 yard gain for Maple Mountain. I guess it's easier to throw the penalty flag and then figure out if it was a penalty versus not throwing the penalty flag and then maybe throwing it really late. That has a tendency to drive coaches nuts.
I like that logic.
13 first downs for each team right here. Maple Mountain looking for a 14th, but they won't get it here on second down as Heaton gets back to just about the line of scrimmage to bring up third down.
The other thing we need to do to make people's lives more miserable than throwing flags that we're going to wave off is potentially bringing instant replay into anything, and then, hey, it's only supposed to take 90 seconds or 60 seconds, and then they got the clock and it's been like 4 or 5 minutes, and they're like, it's too close to call. The play stands.
Well, what could be interesting, too, at the high school level is if you put it up in the press box and you make the ref run up every time right here, and that slows the game down more. But this time, Brogan Miles is going to be sacked back at the 21-yard line, and that will bring up fourth down. And there's Alta again, Chris, third down. They're bringing the pressure, and by now Maple Mountain really should have a pretty good idea and know that pressure's coming.
Yeah, I think the key for Maple Mountain to get a victory is obviously they're going to have to get some stops on defense, but you cannot put yourself in third and long because Alta has the ability to get pressure and play single coverage.
So now they'll get ready to punt it away. Gomez into punt. He's standing back at his own 7-yard line. Well, make it the 8-yard line. They get the punt away. Gomez, a nice line drive punt coming up the field, it bobbling. It almost dropped it. Was the return man. That, I believe, was Turner, or was number 14, Tafisi. And nice job there, but Tafisi almost potentially turning the ball over. But instead, it'll be first down Hawks at their own 45.
And McBride was one of the first guys from Maple Mountain to get there, and On my roster I have, they list him at 6'3", 10 pounds, so great tackle. You can't make that stuff up, Ryan.
I saw a roster today that had someone listed at 5 feet 111 inches tall. Here's a give right up the middle. That's going to be Cottis again. He's going to have a first down into Maple Mountain territory at around the 40-yard line. And now, Chris, this is going to really test the defense of Maple Mountain, because Cottis now getting closer to 100 yards, but now starting to get those bigger chunk plays.
And you can kind of see Maple Mountain's defense. They've stood pretty strong, but I think they're starting to get worn out. And Alta's really done a great job in the first half of winning the time of possession, and had a quick drive here in the second half, but it's really paying dividends in wearing Maple Mountain out.
First down and 10, ball at the 40-yard line for Alta. Jarmarillo gets the carry, bounces it outside. Penalty flag comes in as he's brought down around the 24. We'll have to wait and see what the penalty's for here, Chris. And Alta there got away with the high snap as well.
Yeah, high snap. They are able to get the ball off to Jeremiah, and we've got to say Anson Jeremiah, because we've got Jaramello, because we got a couple, and Alta on brand gets another holding here, is my guess.
Holding, number 75 of the offense, 10 yards and spot a foul, first down.
Goes against the Hawks. That will back them up. And so instead of close to another first down, in fact, they got the first down, it's going to be first and about 16 from the 46.
And then we've seen that come time after time to bite Alta in the foot, because they've gotten big play after big play, and then what happens? They get a penalty, and then they get a second penalty. Next thing you know, they're punting, or they're snapping the ball through the end zone, or whatever the case may be.
So right now, 1:20 to go here in the third quarter. 21-19, Hawks lead the Golden Eagles. And Alta with the football at the 46. Anson Jarmarillo, number 34, the back. He gets the call right up the middle, bounces it outside, picks up another block, has the first down and more. Inside the 20, still on his feet to the 5. He is going to be, the question is he in? I think he's going to be a half yard short, but the Hawks knocking on the door get the big play there from Anson Jarmarillo.
He gets 45 yards, and Jarmarillo that time just, splits the middle of Maple Mountain's team. I guess he reaches out at the end. I think he had it. I couldn't see exactly where his knee was, but that was close to a touchdown and great effort, and Alta looking to punch it in on this play.
And this is where you have to watch that option play. That's what they like to do in the first half. First and goal, Hawks from the half-yard line, and penalties flying. I think this is going to be against Alta, Chris, for a false start.
Yeah, it's a 5-yard penalty here on Alta. Should bring their total up to, I think, 13.
False start, 75 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
13 for 140 yards.
We still have the fourth quarter to go, Ryan.
We'll see what happens here. First and goal from the 6, right up the middle. Amarillo looking to try to get in, and he is. Touchdown, Alta, and the Hawks take a 27-19 lead here late in the third quarter.
And Maple Mountain's defense has been worn down, and so what is Alta doing? They're taking advantage of it by just running the ball straight up the middle. Power offense, and knowing that Maple Mountain's worn down and they can't stop it.
Have a hard step for the extra point.
So Eberhardt comes in for the extra point right now. And this would make it a 2-score game if he puts it through, and he does. 28-19 with 31 seconds to go right here in the third quarter. And right there, that may have been a backbreaker right now for Maple Mountain, Chris.
Well, they're down by 9, so Alta elects to kick extra points here, and now they have a 2-possession lead because they didn't, potentially miss a 2-point conversion. So for Maple Mountain, you've got to figure out how not to go 3 and out. You've got to give your defense some breathing room. And if you can come up with any points, that'd be fantastic, because a field goal gets it back to one possession. But you can't afford to go 3 and out again on this drive like they did on their second one. So both teams have had 2 drives. Alta's came away with 14 points, though, and Maple Mountain with 7. So
this is where really for Maple Mountain you need a big play in the return game right here. This kick will go deep, and this one will not be returned as it goes into the end zone. Both kickers tonight have been pretty much an extra defender in the kickoff game. With that one, Maple Mountain will get the ball at the 20-yard line. 31 seconds to go here in the third quarter. And right now, Maple Mountain with the football, looking to try to see if they can get some kind of points back. Obviously, you always want a touchdown, Chris, but here a field goal will work as well.
Field goal would work. Touchdown would be better. Can't afford a turnover here on this side of the field because Alta has all the momentum. So if you're Maple Mountain, you got to figure out how to get some yards here, get that momentum back, get that defense, especially those guys that are only playing the defensive side of the ball, some rest.
Ready to go. Miles back to throw. Hit as he throws that one up in the air, but Merrill not able to get there as Miles took a tough hit, and that brings up second down.
And if that ball would have just floated a couple more yards, Merrill would have had a big catch instead. Brings up second and 10, and Alta's done a great job of bringing pressure all game long.
Like Tuakoi getting there from his Tuiaki getting there from his defensive line spot there. Makes it second down and long for Maple Mountain. This is where Chris was mentioning a few minutes ago, a 3 and out would not be good for Maple Mountain. Heaton gets the call, but a bunch of Hawks get their ball is loose, and the question is who got it. Alta says they're on it. They're still pointing Alta's way, but I think it's going to stay with Maple Mountain. The Golden Eagles catching a big break right there, and that should end the third quarter right here. The final couple of seconds coming off the clock as we'll see it on the replay, and that could have been disastrous, but a big 3rd and 10 coming up for Maple Mountain. After the break, you're watching high school football on Spanish Fork 17.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate.
There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory.
If you want the real deal, contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Start of the fourth quarter on Spanish Fork 17. Alta currently leads Maple Mountain 28-19. Ryan Pickens alongside Chris Hurst. And Chris, a big 3rd and 10 coming up here for Maple Mountain to start this fourth quarter.
And they're just lucky Jade Matsuka was able to jump on that football, or there wouldn't be this 3rd down opportunity.
Miles pressured, rolls away. The ball gets batted away as he throws. 4th down once again. Like Tuakoi getting there from his defensive line spot, and now will be 4th down right here, and likely a punting situation. But is there a penalty flag? Because that's what it seemed to be looking like. The officials discussing something, but it will be 4th down.
Yeah, 4th down and 9 to go here, so Maple Mountain will be forced to punt. We've seen it, Maple Mountain go for it. There is a penalty. Looks like it's going to be on Maple Mountain, though.
So right here, they were...
No, they've been warned. Sideline warning, Maple Mountain, they're first.
So a sideline warning.
We're out of warnings now. Both teams have had it.
So it'll be a sideline warning, and now Maple Mountain will get ready to punt. right here. 11:52 to go in the fourth quarter. And the Golden Eagle, the officials still sorting out something right here. As Gomez will get ready to punt from about the 5. Tafisi and Flores back deep to receive. They get the punt away. It's a low line drive punt. Takes a Maple Mountain, bounce it around the 45, down to the 42. So right there, Maple Mountain does a nice job with the punt, but Alta still with good field position and a very tired Maple Mountain defense.
Yeah, Maple Mountain unable to get any stops here in the second half. Alta's done a great job of owning the time of possession, and it's really paid dividends off here. For Alta, it is a chance where they can actually pretty much put this game out of reach if they're able to go down and score here, take some time off the clock. So I imagine we're going to see a lot of number 21, Codis for Alta.
Anson Jaramillo in the backfield gets the call on first down right up the middle. Good tackle by Josh Biesinger, number 13. But Jaramillo there still able to get about 3 or about only 2 actually on first down and make it 2nd and 8 as that clock continues to run right here.
Yeah, still plenty of time here if you're Maple Mountain. If you can get a stop here, maybe a turnover of some sort, try and take that momentum back. But it seems like after Maple Mountain had 17 unanswered points, now Alta's answered back with 14 of their own. So it's just been a game of momentum shifts.
Back to throw, takes a shot down the sideline. There's Flores on the catch, number 3. Dances down the sideline and pushed out of bounds inside the 30 down to about the 26-yard line. Just when you think run, 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 Alta goes to the air.
Yeah, great job by the Hawks throwing in the pass there. And look at that spin move by Flores. It didn't get him much more yards, but boy, 10 out of 10 on the dance moves.
He's had a quiet night, Noah Flores has. We've seen him a lot in the return game. That puts Hansel Fotu right now at 120, plus yards passing. We'll have to wait a minute here to get the total for you. Hansel Fotu throws a quick out route. Here's Flores. He'll get another 5 or 6 yards right there.
And Flores came in with 264 yards receiving on the season on 13 catches. So he's definitely, with 20 per average, a big play threat for Alta, and they've been using him here tonight.
2nd down and about 5 coming up right here. They fake it to the back. Amarillo. Here is Tafisi, number 14. Right there, and Tafisi's going to get enough for, I believe, a first down. And Alta in the red zone, knocking on the door right now at about the 10-yard line. 1st and goal for the Hawks.
Yeah, looking to go 3 for 3 on finding the end zone here in the half, and really whatever adjustments they made on offense at halftime has really worked here for Alta, and they've done a great job of mixing in the run and the pass.
Fotu looking to throw, has a receiver. That's Flores. That one goes incomplete. Fairborn in coverage, and that's going to bring up 2nd and goal.
A 2nd and goal, and Flores had the ball hit him in the hands, just unable to come up with it and juggles it around. Lucky that the safety wasn't back there to make an INT. It has a tendency to happen when the ball gets bumped into the air.
2nd and goal from the 10. Fotu looking, throwing, end zone. That pass is intercepted. Picked off by Quinn Burtonshaw. And the question is, Burtonshaw, did he get out of the end zone or not? on the return. A nice job there. Burtonshaw, normally wearing 1, tonight wearing 15. And there's the turnover, Chris, you were looking for from that defense.
Yeah, and they'll get the ball at the 20, and great job by Burtonshaw. Quinn Burtonshaw wearing number 15, honoring Bryson McQuivy, who unfortunately passed away.
Number 58 in the offense. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is an interception and a touchdown.
So a potential holding penalty against Alta right there gets declined with the interception, and now with 10:35 to play in the fourth quarter, Maple Mountain football. And Chris, if there's a time when they need some points, this is probably it here in this one. Field goal would work to get it back to a one-score game, but you really, at this point, want to get touchdowns, not field goals.
And one pass can make the difference between 35 to 19. Pretty much Maple Mountain having no chance to still being in this ball game.
Here's a first down carry for Heaton. He's going to have it across the 30 to about the 32-yard line as they get Alta there on the draw. First and 10 coming up, Maple Mountain at their own 33-yard line.
And Maple Mountain has plenty of time. You can get some big running plays here, and there's always the onside kick option, so 10 minutes can be an eternity. I think the critical thing is just coming away with points on this drive.
Miles back to throw. There's a slant route. That one goes incomplete, as coming away with the football was Joshua Bazara, but that one hit the ground and then came up by Barraza, I apologize.
Jackson Denton had it in his hands and then just couldn't hang on because Barraza with a good hit there and the strip.
Second and 10 coming up. Maple Mountain with 2 timeouts. They had to use one earlier in the third quarter, so that's something to keep in mind as we go the rest of the way. But like Chris mentioned a minute ago, trailing by 9, plenty of time. Miles sets the screen pass up, and it's a completion. Out in with some running room. Here is Heaton. He's inside the 40 down to the Alta 36-yard line, and a big play right there from Nathan Heaton. He's had a great night of rushing on 8 carries, 61 yards, but there in the screen game works well.
Yeah, going from 32, your own 32 to the 31, big, 40-plus play yard there by Heaton, and Maple Mountain's back in business. They're almost in field goal range.
Miles steps up, throws that one at the last minute, gets a completion to Heaton. It's not going to go for very much. It might just be back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, but that avoided a big sack there, and they lose inches. So at least you avoid the sack that time if you're Brogan Miles. So heads up play, getting rid of it, and Heaton had to get that big spin move just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Second down and 10 right here in the fourth quarter. Clock goes under 9 minutes remaining here in this one. Miles back to throw towards the sideline. That one incomplete. Looking for Easton Merrill, and I think there Brogan Miles just kind of threw that one more towards the sideline, saying, hey, no one's going to get this, and we'll play for third down.
At 3rd and 10 here, Maple Mountain probably in field goal range. It's probably at the edge of Gomez's range, but probably would want to get a few more yards. Obviously, the first down is mission number 1, but if you're Maple Mountain, you don't want to lose yards in this situation. And we've seen Alta bring the pressure here, so maybe you can do a screen pass or some type of draw to try and get some yards that way if you're Maple Mountain.
3rd and 10 coming up right here. Miles with Heaton in the backfield. It's been a while since we've heard Jackson Denton's name. Miles taking a shot, looking for Merrill, incomplete. Going to the top of your screen, that brings up 4th down.
Great coverage by Singleton that time from Alta, and Maple Mountain will bring out Gomez here to try and, he's made a 44-yard one. This one would be from about 48.
48, and will be coming from the right hash right here. And a big kick right here for Sam Gomez, the 6'1 senior, ready to kick this one here. Snap good, hold good, kick, looks long enough. Question is, good or not? It's no good. He pushed it wide to the left. Right there, had plenty of leg on it for sure, but not able to keep it between the uprights there. So no points for the Golden Eagles, and Alta takes over.
And that looked good. Obviously, we have a horrible angle, but I was expecting the officials to raise their hand. Instead, Maple Mountain's going to need to get another big stop turnover here to get that offense back on the field. And if you're Alta, if you can find a way to take some time off the clock possibly here with Codis and Jaramello, I think that's going to be what they try and do to get the offense going. The good thing about the high school level is they put the ball back to the 20, so it's pretty much like a touchback.
So 1st and 10 Hawks from their own 20-yard line. 8:47 to go here in the fourth quarter. Cottis in the backfield. He gets the call. Gets it outside. He's over 100 yards now on this carry, and he's brought down around the 36-yard line. That's a first down for the Alta Hawks.
And Alta's really had a lot of success running here in the second half and then mixing in the pass. So Maple Mountain's got to come up with an answer on how to stop Codis first. And I probably abandon trying to stop the pass. If they decide to throw it deep, maybe you stick with one-on-one coverage. But it's mission critical here for Maple Mountain to stop the run.
1st and 10 for Alta. Ready to go right here. Codis in the backfield, right up the middle now. Bounces away from one tackler, but I believe it was Kavika Bringhurst that was able to get there. And alongside with Biesinger. And brings up 2nd down and about 7, maybe 8.
Yeah, good stop that time by Maple Mountain as they're able to limit the yards there. Alta though has had a lot of momentum running it, so maybe they'll try and throw in the pass, because when they've been jammed up on the run, they've definitely had some receivers open. But after that INT, I imagine they want to limit that.
Codis up the middle, gets a few yards, a couple of yards out to about the 41-yard line, but a short gain there of about 2 makes it a big 3rd down and about 5, maybe 6 coming up here for Alta. And the Hawks right now, Chris, with that 40-second play clock, each first down, and we talked about this a little bit last week in the Spanish Fork Desert Hills game, each first down for the Hawks takes probably another 1.5 to 2 minutes off the clock.
Oh, absolutely. And so this is a big 3rd down. Now, I guess the question is, are you going to trust Fotu to make a throw here in this situation?
They go right up the middle with Anson Armamillo, who has the first down right around the 50, and that's a first down for Alta.
Yeah, Jaramello with a big run up the middle picks up the first down, and the clock's now under 7 minutes as they wind it.
Ball on the 50-yard line. Maple Mountain's defense, you see a lot of hands on their hips right here. Ready to go right here. 1st and 10 Alta. Jaramillo in the backfield right here, and there's a give right up the middle. Anson Jaramillo is going to have another 5 or so, 5, maybe 6, depending on the spot, right up the middle.
Yeah, brings up 2nd and 4, and like you said, every time you get that first down, he probably can get a guaranteed 1:30 off the clock if you're running it. Guess it depends on how fast you pick up first downs too. Alta is getting yards in chunks. It's been impressive what their offensive line's been able to do here in the second half by pushing back the Golden Eagles.
2nd down, about 4 coming up right here. Give right up the middle. Anson Aramillo trying to bounce it outside. A nice stop by the Golden Eagles. Getting in there on the stop was Dylan Silva, number 9, from his linebacker spot.
I think number 75, that's Kea Hooper, is down for Maple Mountain, and he's holding that left shoulder. I only pretend to be a doctor from up here. Obviously, we're not. That was a joke. But, yeah, he's in some pain, and he's holding that arm where it looks like it's in where it possibly is his shoulder.
A lot of things up in that area. You start getting the collarbone and things like that. So we'll kind of see here. With 5:41, let's take a moment to thank our sponsors here on Spanish Fork 17, who are great to work with and get our make these games possible each and every week. We got Lance Wilson, State Farm Insurance, 2 Jacks Pizza, MVP Sports, the Clegado Group, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, and Mikkel Thompson and Hunter Attorneys at Law. We thank them for their help in making each and every broadcast possible every Friday night. Next Friday, we're going to be back over at Spanish Fork. Springville and Spanish Fork. Should be a fun one next week. With that, we talked about the rushing attack, and that could be a game of which teams win the battle in the trenches.
Yeah, absolutely. And both teams, I think their first options to want to be able to establish the rushing attack. So we'll have to see. We'll probably have a pretty good battle, though. And if you're Spanish Fork, you have a lot of momentum after you're able to defeat Desert Hills, which was kind of a surprising victory for the Dons. We'll have to see a young Dons team if they can build some confidence off that victory.
3rd down and 5 for the Hawks. Fotu takes the snap. He's going to look to run, now throws. Has his man, first down and more for Alta. They get it out to number 45, and that's good enough for another first down, as that's Wyatt Johnson. And you just kind of wondered with how run heavy they had been if at some point they were going to go play action, and they pull it out right there.
Pull it out, and the clock's getting close to that 5-minute mark. So great play calling by Alta here, especially in the second half. They've done a great job of mixing in the pass with the run, and it's really paid off dividends as they've been able to come from behind here in the second half.
1st and 10 from the 28. Give right up the middle. Armillo cuts back inside the 20, down to about the 12-yard line. And the Hawks are knocking on the door once again, now inside the red zone and looking for a chance to probably put this one out of reach with a touchdown.
Out of reach because, the time is a teammate of the Hawks right now, where every time that clock's wound, they get closer and closer to victory.
And the fact, too, with the 40-second play clock here, Chris, they can take a lot of time right here off this clock with 4:52 to play here in the fourth quarter. Give right up the middle. Jaramillo runs into a wall of Golden Eagles. Getting there was Biesinger, number 13, on the stop. But here's a great example, Chris. You talked about, or with that clock, there's 30 seconds on the play clock, and we're at 4:30. So when there was 30 seconds, so they can take this down to 4 minutes before they even have to snap it.
Yeah. Well, looking at the play, it's just right at 4 minutes here, and then obviously it takes a few seconds to run each play. I think what you want to do if you're Alta is probably just keep it on the ground, because they had Fotu threw an INT last time they were down in this neighborhood.
Fotu throws that one. It's intercepted by Quinn Burtonshaw in the end zone. Burtonshaw comes away with it, and a nice job there. A second INT from Quinn Burtonshaw.
Well, exactly what can happen. And probably would have just kept it on the ground, because that field gets compact back there, and there's less throwing lanes, and Burtonshaw is able to take advantage of that. His second big INT, and if we're going to give it to our MVP Sports MVP Player of the Game to a defensive guy, he's definitely making a claim to it. Burtonshaw is wearing number 15. Maple Mountain's only got 99 yards to go here as Burtonshaw just gets out of the end zone there.
So right now, a big situation here for Maple Mountain. They have to be careful right here. They can't take a negative play. And this is where you have to keep a close eye on this is where I'd be watching Easton Merrill on some kind of a streak route. No safeties over the top, but Miles has to have time to be able to get that throw off. Alta looks like they're coming on a blitz. Miles Chase throws that one, almost intercepted, incomplete. Right there, Noah Flores almost had an INT of his own. It brings up second down.
Alta's trying to earn back that safety that they gave Maple Mountain earlier in this game with that bad snap. So bringing the pressure, and they've done a great job of doing different blitz packages there where they have some guys twist, they have turns. But they've done a great job of just overloading one side as well. So a lot of blitz options here for Alta to bring down here as Maple Mountain's got the ball inside their own one.
I don't see Alta not bringing the pressure there. It looks like they may have jumped, and that, Chris, gives Maple Mountain 5 yards and a little bit of breathing room. Not a ton, but a little bit.
And the key to that is you gotta blitz after the ball snapped, not before. And they're wondering if maybe the center kind of grabbed the ball and maybe squeezed it a little bit because there was a lot of Alta guys that moved.
So we'll see here what the call is as we see our official.
Encroachment. Number 27 of the defense. 5 yards. Second down.
Garrett Jessup, the guilty party right there. The 13th penalty for 140 penalty yards right here for Alta. And tonight it's not going to make a big difference in the result necessarily, but going forward that could. Miles being chased in the end zone, has to do something with it. He'll take off and run, and Miles gets maybe a yard out to Miles gets out to about the 3.
He loses 2 there on that run, but doesn't take the safety, and it's getting pretty close to there being a safety.
Just looking to see. I don't know if they
lost a couple of yards. We 38.
Were you thinking there was a penalty?
They had the chains still set at the 1 with that. Ball's now on the 3, 2nd and 8, or 3rd and 8 coming up. So they must not have reset the chains after the penalty. Nonetheless, it's 3rd and 8. There's a throw over the middle, and that's complete. And that is going to be a first down. That is, I think, McKay Jukes, number 80, on the catch.
Jukes runs a slant across the middle, and that's always dangerous, but he comes away with the catch. And for Jukes, I think that's his first catch of the season.
So now it's going to bring up 1st and 10 Maple Mountain from their own 14-yard line. Now they have some breathing room, but the clock slowly ticking towards 3 minutes.
Yeah, this is definitely score any way you can, get the onside kick and score again.
Play action. Miles steps up, looking to try to get away, but he can't get away from Jessup. Jessup brings him down back at the line of scrimmage, no gain. And Maple Mountain has to probably start going a little bit quicker now under 3.
Under 3, and that's where that missed 48-yard field goal really hurts Maple Mountain. Instead of needing 1 score, they need 2.
Miles finds Easton Merrill there. Alta trying to say no catch, but it looks like they're going to get it for about 6 yards to make it 3rd and 4 for Maple Mountain. Now you're starting to see the Golden Eagles go quicker.
Yeah, and they're going to have to.
2:33 to go right here. Big 3rd down and about 5 coming up. Miles back to throw over the middle and missed. I believe that was Merrill running again on a slant route, and that brings up 4th down.
And for Maple Mountain, I think Miles is just rushing things. He's been hit a lot. He's had to run for his life, as Alta's done a great job of bringing pressure tonight, and I think that reflected in that errant pass by Miles.
So 4th down and ball game coming up right here. 15 on the play clock right here. And apparently everywhere it's here, it's saying it's 3rd down and 4. Miles back to throw over the middle, looking for his man, and that is caught by Merrill, and that's going to be the 25-yard line. So,
were you thinking that was fourth down? I was thinking it was fourth down too. Doesn't matter. They pick it up. We won't have the Colorado fifth down controversy here.
1st and 10 right here. Back to throw with some time. Miles dances away from one. Goes down. Ball is loose. And Alta, I think, has it right now at the 22. The Hawks are celebrating like they came away with it right there.
It looks like possibly number 78 for Maple Mountain jumped on it, and that would be Brady James.
Alta initially, though, from our replay, was right there with the football. But like Chris mentioned, Maple Mountain, I believe, found a way to come out with it at the end. But a minute 50 clock running. Maple Mountain's got to hurry. 2nd and 12. Four wide receivers, single back. Miles back to throw with some time, looking over the middle, reaching out, and that one is going to go incomplete right there, looking.
He was for number 5, Banks Jackson, the backup quarterback / slot receiver.
3rd down. I thought for a minute Alta may have picked that, but it goes incomplete to bring up 3rd and 12. Down to a minute 33. Maple Mountain with 2 timeouts, but those 2 timeouts don't really do anything for Maple Mountain unless they can find a way to score some points.
Well, they're going to have to pick up a 1st down here in a hurry, and you only have 2 timeouts, so you've got to get points really fast.
Ready to go right here. Miles from shotgun, drops back, looking to throw, has a man out there, overthrows the intended target, and that time it was Easton Merrill, number 3. And that brings up 4th down and 12 coming up.
And we'll probably see Alta bring 6 guys here on this 4th down. They've done that in those passing situations, and they'll probably try and rattle Brogan Miles. So if you're Maple Mountain, you've just got to put a hat on a hat, and I'm leaving somebody in the backfield to block here. Since it's 4th and 12, hashtag 4th in the ball game.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think that's a good hashtag.
Do people still use hashtags? I'm not popular. I don't know.
I'm not a huge social media person. So timeout called on the field by Maple Mountain. They'll have 1 left here, but Maple Mountain has to convert this 4th down at this point right here. And this is where you got to credit Alta. They made the plays in the 4th quarter, but really that defensive pressure's been really tough tonight, all game on Brogan Miles.
It has, for sure. And really, he has got a clock in his head that's very short because Alta's brought the pressure. Maple Mountain hasn't really stepped up and provided Miles the blocking, but when he's been able to throw it in rhythm, and it's been those short to intermediate passes, he's been excellent. It's where they've been struggling on those deep balls. They've had a few opportunities and haven't been able to get it.
Player of the game, every ball game. Player of the game today, Quinn Burtonshaw.
So 4th down and 12 coming up. Ball game right here. Maple Mountain needs the 35 for a fresh set of downs. 5 wide receivers. Miles drops back with some time, looks over the middle, has a man out there. It goes incomplete. Right there, a Golden Eagle is down. I think Maple Mountain initially was looking for some kind of penalty. That's Jackson Denton, number 2. And that will be a turnover on downs. Alta with the football with a minute 23. They can run out the clock.
Yeah, we've had no points in this 4th quarter, Ryan. And really, Burtonshaw with the 2 INTs giving Maple Mountain a couple opportunities here. They unable to come up with points on that drive. They missed that 48-yard field goal. So they've had their opportunities in this 4th quarter to come back from this 9-point deficit and just haven't been able to step up.
Really, a couple of those drives, too. I mean, Burtonshaw with those 2 interceptions, it really did look like Alta was driving and going to put the game away. And if Alta capitalizes on those 2, Chris, it could be as much as a 42-19 game right now.
And that's a blowout, right? So looks like Alta's going to They're not going to know it. Maple Mountain's got 2 timeouts, so you got to run some plays here.
Cotis, the deep back, gets the call on first down, cuts back up inside the 15 to the 10 before he's brought down right there. So it'll be first and goal coming up for Alta with 1:13 left.
And when they set the chains here, they'll wind the clock. And it's first and goal here, so.
And if you're Maple Mountain, you're going to fall to 1-3 heading into Provo next week to start region play.
That'll be a tough game.
Here's the give up the middle. Cotis gets a few yards. Biesinger on the tackle. Kirk Chambers always has Provo ready to go with that. So, I mean, that's going to be one of those. That will be a big test for Maple Mountain. 37 seconds on the game clock right here. Alta may run one more play right here. Here's Cotis trying to bounce it outside. He's brought down. A great open field tackle right there. Believe that was Taylor Jensen from his linebacker spot, and that should just about do it here with 17 seconds. I can't imagine Alta would run another play. Well, there's a whistle, and Maple Mountain elects to use their final timeout right here. So we'll stop the clock with 18 seconds coming up right here. With that, as Alta is likely to come away with a 28-19 victory.
Trying to see if the Springville game's final or not. They're down 22-15. It says played at Springville. I'm not sure if that's a final or not.
Pleasant Grove beats Wasatch 58-20. That one has gone final. Syracuse beats Salem Hills 45-14. And Chris, I do have a final. Riverton beats Springville 22-15. That one has just gone final. Provo beats Viewmont 35-28.
That's a big comeback. Provo was down 28-14.
Looking to see here.
So not a great night for the region.
Doesn't look like it so far anyway right here. And with this one, Maple Mountain's going to go down. And so getting ready, I don't think Provo's the only team I think in the region that's won tonight. And now Alta is just going to line up in the victory formation, and the Hawks will get this victory here under their belt right here as they take a knee, and the final seconds of this one will wind down. Alta comes to Spanish Fork and comes away with a 28-19 victory over Maple Mountain. We'll come back after a break. It has gone final, and we'll have our final thoughts and our MVP Sports MVP of the game. You're watching high school football on Spanish Fork 17.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if you do, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Call McKell, Thompson & Hunter, 801-798-9000.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
At Clegg Auto Body, we pay attention to all the finer details, the small things. You know, a lot of people feel like they want their car quick and fast, but it takes time to get perfection. We work for the customer.
Well, a 28-19 final here tonight from Maple Mountain High School and Golden Eagles Stadium. Ryan Pickens alongside Chris Hurst. Chris, this is one of those games where it was really interesting to see really a game of momentum. It looked like at one point in the first half when Alta was up 14-2 that maybe the Hawks were just going to kind of roll away with it, especially worried about in the second half if that running game got going really good. They really could put this one away early. But the Alta offense started to stall. We saw the Maple Mountain defense pick it up, and really it was one of those things where it just kind of started going really kind of back and forth between both teams.
Yeah, really, a lot of unanswered points in this game. Maple Mountain had 17. They were, I guess they were 14-2 trailing, and then they found a way to manufacture 17 points. Then we saw Alta end on a 14-0 run. So a couple of big runs of unanswered points, but really Alta allowed Maple Mountain probably to stay in this game longer than they should have, and that was with undisciplined play and penalties and turnovers.
When you look at it, Maple Mountain in that first half, they had a really hard time really sustaining a drive. But like you mentioned, 12 penalties against Alta for 135 yards. With that, for Alta, that's a big penalty margin to have. It didn't hurt the Hawks tonight, but you get into region play, if you have 12 penalties a game for 135 yards, Chris, it's going to come back to hurt you at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. And so for Alta playing in the tough Region 8 this year, they're going to have to clean it up if they want to get some big region game wins. And that is a tough region. I forget who they play next week, but I think they start region play.
Well, next week they have a non-region,
Davis.
Davis. But like you mentioned, they get into region play. Timpview, Orem, and Lehigh, your first 3 region games, before you close it up with with Jordan in Sandy on October 6th. Maple Mountain, what really hurt them tonight, Chris, was really that lack of offensive efficiency in that first half. I mean, they really just couldn't get anything going with that. They got the field goal and they got the offense going in the third quarter, but that defense was just so tired.
Yeah, and really the inability to run the ball in the first half or with consistency at all evening long was probably what stalled a lot of drives. And really give the credit to Alta, because they're probably just a slight notch ahead of this Maple Mountain team, and Maple Mountain came out and gave them a pretty good battle.
Alta 27 carries for 197 yards to Maple Mountain's 22 carries for 93 yards tonight. That's just kind of one of the big things that sticks out. We talked about it when we got into the third quarter, especially as we started getting late in the third quarter. We were really wondering at what point is Maple Mountain, the defense, going to make a play or something like that. And really, we started to see that a couple of times. Alta knocking on the door, and our MVP Sports MVP of the game stepped in and said, nope, we want the football. I want to give it back to our offense. And that's really what Quinn Burtonshaw did tonight with those 2 picks, Chris. Take those 2 picks off the board. If Alta scores, I mean, it's a 42-19 game. Instead, Burtonshaw says, no, I'm going to get the ball to my offense, and let's see if we can have a chance to win this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only did he have those big 2 INTs that you're talking about, he also had some big plays in pass breakups and in some big tackles, touchdown-saving tackles at times from his corner spot. So that's the reason he's our MVP Sports MVP player of the game.
28-19 win for the Alta Hawks. The Hawks come into Maple Mountain and come out on top. Next Friday night, we're going to be over at Spanish Fork, Chris, and this one's always a good one. Springville and Spanish Fork, I believe the first time in the new stadium, and this one could be a fun one for sure. It could be very run-heavy, and this one could be one between the trenches.
Yeah, it should, and both teams are going to want to go out there and run the ball. That's just what their identity is going to be this season. Spanish Fork's breaking in some young quarterbacks, and Springville's got the future BYU recruit, or potentially BYU quarterback in Ryder Burton, so it'd be good to see him as well, even though they're a run-oriented team.
Should be a fun one. Join us next Friday night at 7 o'clock kickoff from Spanish Fork. For my partner, Chris Hurst, our entire Spanish Fork Community Network team, I'm Ryan Pickens saying so long from Maple Mountain. Tonight we're the Hawks. Get the best of the Eagles, 28-19.